Warning. The Dragon Between podcast may contain language and adult humor that is unsuitable for those 13 years and younger. Viewer discretion is advised.
Greetings, I am Samael the Reaper, and you're listening to the Dragon Between podcast, the 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign set in the Eberron pulp fantasy setting by Keith Baker. New episodes are recorded every Sunday and released on the following week. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for clips and future episodes. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for updates and news on the podcast. Thanks for listening, and remember, I'm watching you.
When we last met, following the events that led the group to the city of Stormreach, the Kaiju Squad licked their wounds and set out into the city in the early morning hours to re-outfit themselves and gather items that they would need for the task ahead. They then traveled to a local tavern called Malou's Distillery, where they met an individual who had information in regards to the cultists known as the Bleak that they were chasing down for the Silver Flame. The information led them to a bathhouse not too far away from the tavern. And after entering the bathhouse and causing a bit of havoc, the group discovered a secret door which led them down a long set of stairs into an underground facility. A series of flooded cavern systems and rough-cut walls that led to drier earthen areas. The group discovered iconography from the overlord known as the Horned Prince, and their rogue friend Twinkle, unfortunately, after attempting to press a shiny button inside of an open-mouth metal mask that was mounted on the wall, found herself turned into a little goblin pincushion. The party pressed forward and discovered 3 prone individuals wearing moldering robes, who immediately jumped up to their feet upon being attacked by the characters. The group defeated these strange cultists and then discovered a few trinkets within a sarcophagus in the next chamber. The group then overheard the sound in the distance beyond one of the doors of what sounded like someone being tortured. Sounds of a person echoing throughout this facility.
What in the
Can we tell what direction?
holy world is that?
You can make a perception check.
It'll be a 9.
The sound seems to echo and bounce off of the walls. It's kind of faint for where you, Horn, and Fathom are located, but for Alistair and Twinkle, it appears to be emanating from beyond the door to the dry area to the east.
Hey, Horn, would you like to charge that way? And I point to where I heard the noise coming from.
One, hear anything?
Yes, you heard the Birdman, known as Alistair, say that apparently there's some sounds, and as you get closer to this little stop sign shaped chamber with the doors, you can now hear the sound of someone just sort of crying and in agony. And every so often, the sound is sort of muffled whimpering, and then you hear this a very stark cry of like pain.
Horn will look at Alistair. One will protect, and he will charge that way. Which way is it? Left or right?
No, it's that way.
Both.
Okay, let's move this way then.
Horn just runs in a circle. And
Yeah.
You gotta build up speed first. Which way are you going, Horn? You going?
Horde just sort of
I-
stomps past Twinkle back the way that you all came.
I think he needs to get food. Oh shit, he's coming.
I think more so
Alistair
he
moves
stepped
out of the way.
over me.
Alistair, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit.
Okay, you just managed to step out of the way as this massive horn steps over Twinkle and stomps past you down the passageway.
What is going on?
I almost got ran over by a bull man.
Okay.
And he liked it.
I think that is some bullshit.
One will keep going. Ah, charge.
You keep messing him with it, you're going to end up bullshit.
I'm right behind you.
Things you don't want to hear in the shower.
Or ahead of you see that the passageway ends abruptly and the ground is wet. Like puddle.
Fathom, just don't drop the soap again. I don't know.
With the
Horn.
water.
Okay.
I think we should be careful. If this is supposed to be some bad territory, and is really dank and nasty with screaming, maybe we should be a bit more careful.
You say Horn should be silent? I mean, quiet.
Silent, and maybe watch your step.
Horn will slow down.
I don't trust water anymore. It's been nothing but a bad experience for me.
Water dangerous. And Horn will like slowly put his foot in the water and tap it.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay.
8.
You begin to dip your toe into the water, and you don't quite gauge the depth too much, and you almost tip over and have to hold out your hands to try and like stop yourself from falling into this sludge, and you make a loud splashing noise, and you can hear now sounds emanating from somewhere beyond to the south around the corner, and you can hear someone. It sounds of whispering echoing through the tunnels.
All right, everybody. After that sound, they know we're here.
Technically, they only know he's here.
Are you all just speaking out loud right now?
No.
Well, I am because I don't have a ring.
Okay, well, then I need everyone who is speaking to roll stealth checks to gauge how stealthily you are speaking. Unless you'd rather not to be stealthy. That's a nice... That's par for the course for Twinkle, 26. My goodness.
Yeah, I don't think I can hear myself speak.
That's probably accurate. I'm not rolling a stealth check because I communicate with everybody the same way I always do. Psionically.
Psionically. Or psychically.
Sometimes you have to ask, did I say that? Or did you just imagine it?
Fathom's just a figment of all of our imaginations.
Could be. Could be.
Squirt isn't going to do any stealth checks because there's no point in
Okay.
being stealthy.
He just marches through the water like
So...
fucking Terminator.
So Scorch beyond, you see that the room, this flooded area, appears to be unlit. There's no torches. It's flooded, and there are these wooden beams that are bracing from floor to ceiling. And you can see around the bottom of the beams, there's like some sort of green algae that is growing. That's glowing a bit. It's like a glowing green algae. And it doesn't illuminate the room, but it glows just enough that you can faintly see the outline of the bottom of these wood beams. Are you holding your light out right now?
Yes. Have cast light in my hand, and I'm using that to see about the room.
Okay.
Alistair is just going to follow behind silently for now, because he feels like he was talking a bit too loud when he was saying we should be careful, and is disappointed in himself. Right.
So, to the west, Scorched, you see some sort of altar, and it's shackled to the wall behind this altar is a very sickly man in a loincloth with a burlap sack over his head. And you can see that there's a little alcove not too much further into the north, with a suit of armor. It's just out of sight. You can just barely see the edges of the armor. And you can see that there, before the altar, besides this stranger in this burlap sack and loincloth, are two figures. A powerfully built woman who is holding a mace in her hand, just sort of standing there holding it loftily, and she's looking directly at you as you walk around the corner, sploshing and splashing. And there is another man who's even bigger than her, another man. There's a man who's even bigger than her that's wearing a bucket helm and is currently jabbing the prisoner with a spear, causing him to twitch. Both of them seem to be clad in some sort of chainmail, and the woman is carrying some kind of wooden shield with a metallic, leering, horned skull painted on it, and some sort of metallic paint. And the woman points at you and says, "Kill the intruders!" Let us roll initiative.
Quick, intrude their battles with our weapon.
Slow start tonight.
All right. Has everyone rolled? Oh wow, Horn rolled a 1. A 2 minus 1. Oh boy.
Horn is not very dexterous.
Okay. So on the prisoner's turn, he just sort of cries out in pain. Apparently he had fallen unconscious, and when the other man, larger man, stabbed him in the abdomen, he snapped awake and said, "Ah!"
That's a guy.
It's a guy, the guy that's chained against the wall. Ah! The one carrying the mace now hooks it on their belt and pulls a longbow that's strapped around their back and knocks an arrow, and it looks like they're getting ready to fire at you, Scorched. And you just hear as the arrow bounces off of your shoulder harmlessly. And the person just sort of yells in some sort of strange language and then begins rushing forward, looking like they're getting ready to put their bow away and pull their mace again. And Twinkle, it's your turn. You just heard someone yell something, and then as you're peering around the corner just beyond Alistair, you heard someone splooshing in the water.
All right.
And you were stealthy, I should mention. So far nobody has heard you. However, if you begin to move again, you'll need to roll another stealth check if you wish to remain undetected.
Okay. So, I think I'm gonna stay behind Horn right now. Hide behind the big peep.
Okay, go ahead and roll your stealth check if you wish to hide. Are you holding your action or no?
I am for now, I think.
Okay. Alright, hiding behind the massive Minotaur. The other individual who was holding a spear, which it was using to stab, suddenly yells up and out, holding a spear out, clashes the spear against their chest, and yells and says, "For the glory of the horned prince!" And suddenly, the individual who is standing in front of Scorch will use their reaction in regards to this ability called Voice of Command to attempt to bash you with their mace, Scorched. And they hit you. Would you like to use your reaction to cast?
I'm gonna cast shield.
Okay, go right ahead. And I believe that will miss you, as there is a spark as this individual uses their reaction to attempt to hit you with their, try to bash you right in the face. And there is a spark, a brilliant spark that comes off of the base as it impacts this energy shield that is called up. And the individual now rushes forth into the water next to you, Scorch, and then holding its spear at the ready, attempts to stab you with it. But once again, the spear edge just sort of slides off of your body as it rebounds off of that energy shield. And Alistair, it is your turn. You heard the splooshing sounds of coming from behind you, and you don't see as it looked like for a second Twinkle was about to go somewhere, and then she's out of your sight, and you just saw that beyond her you see the form of the horn, and you can hear the sounds of battle ahead of you. And the chamber is illuminated by Scorched. Hello, Alistair. Did I lose you?
To battle.
Alistair's new microphone took a dump on itself.
Apparently. Well, in that case, we'll say Alistair's holding their action, and Fathom, it's your turn.
Fathom will move there.
Yeah, it looks like he lost connection.
Just when it got good.
So it'll take you 35 feet to get there. Fathom.
Oh, come on. I can't cut across at an angle there.
No, unfortunately, first of all, Alistair and Twinkle are in your way.
Twinkle's over there.
Yeah, that's because I had to move her to create the movement to get you in there.
I'm going to stop where I'm at then, because I don't have 35 feet of movement.
Okay.
I was about to say, technically God moved me. I should not have to roll another stealth.
Alistair is moving, apparently. Alistair, are you back?
I wasn't trying to move anywhere.
Okay.
No, I was trying to ask a question when my internet just decided to get...
Okay. What was your question?
As far as cantrips and their upgraded damage, does it go based off character combined level or per...
Sorry?
For cantrips where it's like at level 5 it upgrades in damage, is that per class or character combined?
That's per class, not combined.
Alright, I was just wondering.
Actually,
that.
the rulebook says it's combined.
No, it's not. Read it again.
Because there's stuff like Chill Touch that I get as benefits from other things that's not necessarily for any of my...
Like for example, like Alistair is a third level monk, third level druid. So he only has access to what he would have access to as a third level druid.
Yes, but he's asking if the cantrips would do it extra damage because he would be above level 5, which he is. Technically, he's a level 6 character. He's just multi-class at 3 and 3.
I think it goes by his caster level. So what would the monk be as a caster level?
Because it says in the rulebook that they combine the levels. You're not a level 3 monk and a level 3 druid. Yeah. You're a level 6 character.
In terms of spellcasting, though, it does not combine it. We went over this when Zito was trying to figure out his spells and his spell slots. Like, for example, he has spell slots above his level, but he can only use them to buff up the spells that he knows as a 4th level wizard or a 4th level artificer.
Okay.
So, we can cover that later. We can go into it after the combat, but for now, we're just going to move forward and say that you have what you would have as a 3rd level druid. Or a 3rd level monk.
Nope. Alright, I am going to move up over here.
Okay.
Not being stealthy. And I am going to look at the Khazra girl, and I am going to cast my cold.
Okay. Is that a spell attack? Because technically she has cover by your 2 companions from where you're standing. Did I lose you again, Alistair?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
I was just here. I'll just cast Chalet on my quarterstaff in my turn.
Okay.
Can I move that extra 5 feet now?
Yeah. You can take your turn. Go right ahead, Fathom.
All right. I'll move 5 feet forward. Can I see either one of the 2 females from where I'm...
Unfortunately, you have a giant minotaur in your way. From where you're at currently, you can barely see Yignath. She would essentially have a 3/4 cover if you tried to attack her.
Now, Twinkle's invisible to me currently. I can't see across to Kazira.
No, because there's a wall in the way.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, there's a wall in the way, plus you have a giant minotaur also blocking.
So I do not see either one of the females at all.
You can see Yignath. You just see the chainmail. You can hear the sounds of them attempting to stab at Scorched.
That's good enough.
It's a blur of motion between them. So if you're casting a spell attack, it would be a 3/4 cover to hit them.
Oh, that's okay. The only one I'm casting only requires that I see them. Toll of the Dead.
Okay. And that individual fails.
Now, 1 second. Is she missing any of her hit points yet?
She is not.
Okay. She is now. And I will end my turn.
There's a discordant sound of a bell. And the woman briefly raises one of her free hands up to try to cover her ears. And Scorched, it is your turn.
Alright. Scorched is going to grab both the women, and he's going to try and electrocute both of them by using Shocking Grasp as a twin spell. And they're both wearing metal armor, correct?
Okay. Sorry, hold on, Scorched. I just realized... Okay, so yes, you are correct, Derek. The damage is based on his level. So your damage would have gone up. Alistair.
Alright, sweet, thank you. I was just a bit confused on that.
No worries. I mean, multi-classic is confusing, period. Okay, sorry, back to you, Scorched.
They are both wearing metal armor, correct?
They're wearing, from what it looks like, chainmail with some sort of vestments, dark vestments, like a dark crimson vestment.
Alright, so I get advantage on that.
Okay. You hit both of them. As they're...
Alright,
They both scream out in pain as you electrocute them.
And I'm gonna move towards the back of the wall and end my turn.
Okay. Kazira has taken her reaction, but Yignath has not. But I believe that they don't get to take their reactions because of your shocking grasp.
That is correct. I'm also still in Jurgenath's range, so...
Sure. Horn, it is your turn.
Horn moves right there.
Okay.
Protect Scorch. I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Alrighty. Spiritual weapon, and I will put... Where would you like your token to go?
Right on the top side of Horn. The Kazara. The giant flaming sword.
Okay. For now, it looks like a giant flaming sword, but that's your token for your...
Okay, no problem. And I will attack.
That is most definitely a hit. As you slash with your longsword.
Now my turn right there.
Okay. You're not going to hit with your spiritual weapon. I believe you can attack with your... as you...
Oh,
summon.
I can? Oh, I did not know that.
I believe so. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
When you first cast the spell, you get a free attack with it.
Oh, awesome. Yes, I will use it then.
And
Thank
the attack information should be programmed in under when you hit the little search.
There.
That is also a hit. As your flaming sword, after it manifests, it slashes across this individual, cutting into their armor and hitting them hard. You just hear a screech. Ah! And nearly falls to one knee. Nearly drops their mace as you hit them. And Fathom,
protects.
it's your turn.
Very well.
Twilight, or I keep calling the call Twinkle Twilight. I'm so sorry, Rachel. Twinkle, you lost your held action. So it's a new round. You're still sneaky, but you lost your action.
Okay.
Okay. Fathom, as you sploosh through the water, you see some sort of strange bundle in the water that you didn't notice before. You're not sure what it is. Spoilers, it's Twinkle.
Okay. Do I have a clear line of sight to Kazira now?
I would say yes.
Very well.
Because even though there's a wooden beam in your way, you can still see around it. It's not... Unfortunately, your Eldritch Blast, your first attack with your Eldritch Blast, goes wide and hits one of the wooden beams, splintering it. But your second Eldritch Blast slashes across her face, and you just watch as her face implodes, and she falls into the water, very dead.
Okay, and I'll lean back against the wall casually and end my turn.
Okay. On Yignath's turn, Yignath is going to attempt to stab at Horn this time. This newcomer, watching their companion fall into the water, says, "No!" and tries to stab you, Horn, with their spear. But the tip of the spear just sort of scrapes off the side of your armor. And the individual, it looks like they're backing up, trying to run away from you. You get a free attack if you wish.
Yes, I wish to.
And that is a miss. And they run around the corner.
Probably going for help.
Scorched, is your turn. You just watch as this person, wounded very badly, is now running away from all of you.
Alright, I'm gonna go towards the end of the hallway.
Okay. As you get to the end of the hallway, you can see that the hallway continues, and this person is running away from you. You can hear the sound of the water splashing as they're attempting to flee you.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt.
Okay. That is a hit. And the fire splashes the back of their armor, catching their vestments on fire, and you just hear them screech as it's burning smell of hair burning as the flames travel up their back into the helmet that they're wearing. And is that anything? Did you want to do anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna move into this corner over here, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Isn't really a corner, that's a solid wall.
That's solid wall.
Yeah, it's a solid wall. It's just like a little bit of it's not a full 5-foot area that you could travel into.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, I'm gonna be in.
Like you could.
I would
move,
like to make
you could
room
move
for
like
anyone else.
you could move like say there.
Okay.
Okay.
I.e. giant old man.
Twinkle, it's your turn.
Yay. Do I have to go around Horn, or can I like scurry under his legs?
As long as you don't end your turn there, you can move through his space. So you move forward 5 feet, and you can just dive through his legs. Horn, you feel something brush up in your nether regions. And as you rush around the corner, you can see a man fleeing who is partially on a flame.
I thought it was a female this whole time.
This guy's a male. The woman had his face caved in by Fathom.
That dude's wearing a dress.
It's
I
true.
mean, not judging, but he's wearing a dress.
You're just angry it looks good on his hips.
Fair enough.
Since I am targeting this person head on, I am no longer sneaky, am I?
Unfortunately, no. Unless you say you tried to stealth through the water, you can roll a stealth. Well, you were stealth last time, but to move, you would have to say that you're trying to move sneakily. It would take your bonus action to do that. So I would say that unfortunately you're not being sneaky right now.
Okay, I'm gonna use my short bow.
Okay. So you pull out your short bow and knock an arrow, attempting to fire it into the back of the fleeing man, and the arrow catches in the back of the neck just below the helmet, and he pitches forth, sploosh, very dead in the water. And y'all are out of combat.
Nice.
Alistair, seeing that Fathom's gonna check on him. Alistair's gonna poke at the body.
Alistair's gonna what?
Poke at the body
Poke at the body. Okay.
with his beak.
I'm not touching anything else in this unless I'm planning on killing it first.
Gotcha.
I've got my dagger out and holding it up to the guy, telling him to speak fast.
You just hear a man. The man is panting from underneath the burlap sack, and he says, "Oh, who's there?"
It's God. Confess your sins.
What? Please help me. I was captured by these people a few days ago. They killed my bodyguard.
Oh no. So you need help, huh?
Yes, please. My family will pay you generously for my safe return.
I like the sound of that. Hold on. I'm gonna start cutting him loose.
Okay.
Horn will cast Spare the Dying on him. Make sure.
He's not dying. He's just very, very hurt.
Okay.
Nice. I'm also gonna cast Spare the Dying on him.
Okay.
Hey, why is no one sparing the dying on me?
So
I feel left out.
As you attempt to cut his bonds with the with your weapon, Suddenly there is a clattering from behind you, Fathom. And Scorch, you watch as the gauntlets that were attached to this suit of armor in the alcove snap off and begin flying forward with their fists clenched, attempting to punch Fathom in the back of the head.
Fathom, watch out.
Am I able to cast shield?
Well, this is a sneak attack against you.
Very well.
I just imagine the statue going, hee hee, sneak attack.
But it misses you. Hilariously misses you. Let's roll for initiative.
Does it hit Clem?
It does not hit Clem.
Oh, wow.
So even though they look like swords, they're flying fist gauntlets. Horn, does your how long does your spiritual weapon last?
That's a good question. It lasts up to 10 minutes.
Okay, then it's still floating around.
Yeah, I figured it was just like, I was like still concentrated on it as I, came up to the guy.
No worries. And let's see. Horn, roll for initiative. Alrighty. Scorched, it is your turn. You watched as these hands detached, and one of them tried to box Fathom in the head. And the other one seems to be looking back towards you.
Alright. And to cast the Witch Bolt at 2nd level.
Okay. Unfortunately, you miss. Your Witch Bolt goes wide, blasting into the wall behind.
And I guess I'll end my turn then.
Okay. The flying gauntlet's turn turns around, seeing that you attempted to hit it. It will attempt to punch you in the face, which it critically hits you. Would you? Yeah, I don't think you're. I don't think
That's
it's gonna.
still a guaranteed hit on a critical hit.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Instead, you just watch as it suddenly rights itself, looks straight at you, and then almost like a rocket launches straight at your face, and you take 10 bludgeoning damage as it bashes you in the face, and you can feel your jaw come loose just slightly, and it then adjusts itself a bit, and it'll take, if you wish to, Horn, you can make an opportunity attack against it.
I wish to.
Okay, that is a hit. As you slash forth with your longsword, cutting into it, it sort of bobs in the air as it flies away. And Twinkle, it is your turn. You're hearing the sound of clattering metal and combat suddenly, for some reason, once again.
Strange. I'm gonna move right there, and I'm gonna hide.
Okay. You can roll your stealth on that. Is that all you wish to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Fathom, it's your turn. This thing just tried to punch you in the face. That is a failure. As you turn around, making a gesture with your hand, there's a discordant bong, and the metal sort of the gauntleted hand, wrist, and fist begin to shatter in places and crack, and pieces of metal and whatnot are falling into the water.
Very well.
I don't think you cast damage on it yet. There
That's
we go.
because I was correcting my damage.
Gotcha.
Very well. I will end my turn.
I was gonna say, doesn't your D go to D? Oh, that's right. It wasn't hurt yet.
Yeah, once it's hurt, it'll go to 2d12.
Okay. The gauntlet once again attempts to smack you, and it manages to hit you. Unless you have some sort of reaction to try and prevent it from doing so.
I enjoy the pain.
Alright. Well, in that case, you who now have a bloody nose as this thing wallops you for 5 bludgeoning damage. And Horn, it is your turn. You're seeing this very strange thing as the hands ripped off of a suit of armor and begin punching your friends, your newfound companions.
Horn will use his bonus action to remove the spiritual weapon there.
Okay.
Horn will smash at this fist.
Horn will smack it. That is most definitely a hit as you slash
Down!
and cut the gauntlet in half, and it falls to the ground very dead. I believe you can still attack with your spiritual weapon if you're within range as your bonus action.
I use my bonus action to move it, so I'd have to wait till next turn.
Really? I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you get to attack. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think I have to be in range.
Oh, you're in range of something else. The other flying gauntlet.
I just moved it as a bonus action.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you don't want to attack it, by all means. Alistair.
I'll attack it, but I don't know. I mean, yeah.
No metagaming. We can read up on that later.
Yeah,
Alistair,
okay.
it's your turn.
Alistair is going to move to this gauntlet. This strange, kind of shiny-ish, interesting gauntlet. And he shall try to hit it with his quarterstaff.
Okay. You step forward with your quarterstaff, striking thusly, attempting to smash the gauntlet out of the air, but it just manages to whiff past it.
A bit perturbed, he then tries to punch it. Fist on fist action.
Fist on fist. I like it. That was actually a hit, as you, with your other hand, punch forth and shatter the gauntlet. And it falls to the water, making a splooshing noise. And you are all out of combat yet again.
Alistair Fallister, the anime lord. This is not how you fist bump, is it not?
And once again, you hear the sound of the man who's still wearing the hood saying, hello?
Yes, this is Horn. The Silver Flame. Here to protect.
Yeah, we're with Silver Flame.
Very well. Thank goodness you're here. Please, help me down at once. My bonds hurt so badly.
Horn, get the guy down.
Horn will help him.
Okay, in the meantime, I will give you all experience for those 2 encounters.
Hey, by the way, spiritual weapon, as a bonus action, you can move it up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against a creature within 5.
Hey.
Okay, nice. Okay, so you were it. Now, no. Thank you.
You all received 130 experience for that.
Scorch is going to examine the suit of armor. Since he saw that 2 gauntlets came from this, he's going to make sure that Nels is going to try and kick him on the way out.
Sure.
Alistair's gonna pick up a piece of the gauntlet to keep for himself, and he's gonna loot this chick's body and just make sure he just tears up her clothes, because fuck.
Okay. You found 50 gold and 50 platinum pieces on her body.
And Clem will hear a voice in the back of his head that says, "Careful, the Minotaur will try to kill you when you're not looking."
And Horn, you're able to, after some time, you're able to get this man down from the wall. You're able to pry the metal clasps that were holding his wrists and his legs up to the wall. And he's now pulling the hood off of him, and he looks haggard. He's got some facial hair. He's wearing nothing but a loincloth, and he's just sort of rubbing his wrists, which are raw and bleeding in places, and he says, "Thank you. Thank you so much. My goodness. A Minotaur. You sure that you're with the Silver Flame?"
Yes, Horn is with Silver Flame.
He's
Only Minotaur.
lying to you. He's lying to you.
Scorch is gonna offer the man a potion of healing. He's like, and I am with the Impetu Arcana.
He
And
takes
I am a bird person.
he takes it from you and greedily uncorks it and begins swallowing it.
Of course. Humanoid greed. This is why I despise them.
So you get 7 hit points.
Okay.
You know, technically, Alistair, you're also a humanoid.
When I say humanoid, I mean those that aren't beastly.
Whenever you see something shiny on the ground, do you ask around to see if it's anybody first? Or do you just take it?
What about my goblin greed? I'm pretty bad.
Yes, but your greed doesn't hurt others like theirs does.
I literally eat people's pets.
You're also 25 feet away. You don't even hear what we're talking about.
I yell. I like to think this place
What do you
echoes.
So, Alistair, in addition to the wealth that you found hanging from the little satchel on this person who's in the water, you also find a keyring, which I will throw into your
I
inventory.
have
And look, he just took
also fathom.
humanoid
Yes.
greed.
Well, she's dead.
And you
she tried to
see,
kill him.
just looking at this iron keyring, you can see that there are 7 keys.
And now you're grave robbing.
Yes, but I'm not destroying a forest just because I can't stop putting my dick in things.
I think there's a lot of missing information in that. But okay.
Also, how would Twinkle be able to hear you? You're talking in our brain.
No, I'm talking out loud.
You could be doing both.
Sure you are.
Scorch is gonna go take the money from the other cultist that was there.
Okay, you can loot them. Make an investigation check. Okay. You find this sack of sort of like a leather pouch that's hanging from their belt, which when you begin to go through it, you find it's absolutely filled with coins. And you find gold coins and you find electrum pieces. You found 90 electrum pieces and 60 gold pieces. So you may mark that on your sheet.
I'm going to send a psychic message to Alistair.
Okay.
Hey, Alistair. Look, getting this guy back alive is a big headache. Why don't we just kill him, and then we can tell his family that the cultists killed him, and see if we get a reward for, letting them know what happened to him and dealing with the cultists.
He thinks back, replying in his head, no. Unless he does something wrong, I don't think he deserves to die.
Come on, look at him. That pink fleshy skin, that beard. You know he's done something wrong.
That may be so, but I have not seen it and it's not for me to judge. Until then, I say we let him live. We have to be better than those that murder for no reason.
Fair enough.
Why you guys just standing around not talking, or it's kind of weirding me out. I'm a Warforged.
I'm sorry, Horn. Do you want to get him out of here, or do you think we should go forward? We are here doing stuff for the Silver Flame and assistance, after all.
Horn, Silver Flame values life. We come back. More like a question, asking a question, or you come with us.
You want me to take him back and y'all go ahead? He'll be in good hands with me.
I'm not too sure.
Why don't we just
That
tell them how to
sounds
leave?
fishy.
Yes, very much so. Fish, though.
Clem is, or the man calling himself Clem, he says, "No, can we please leave this place now?"
But what if there's more people down here?
I
What
don't
if they're doing-
give a flying flop about other people down here. I want to get out now. And he starts rushing past all of you and says, "Come on."
Horn, stop him.
Well,
Where do I go? And he begins
Horn
pushing
Horn
towards
reaches
the
and
door.
grabs him.
Okay. Yeah, he's
Yep.
already run past you, but you can make an athletics check to try and grab him with a disadvantage.
Oh,
Going the wrong
okay.
way.
He turns and looks back towards you both at Horn as you rush forth, and Scorch rushes around the corner. And
Come,
he
please.
just manages to duck below you and says, "Oh!" And now he begins rushing towards the door and then attempts to open the door.
Horn is
I
trying to
got
help.
I got him.
And he fails.
I told you I got him. Come along, little Clem. We're going to leave now.
Horn, you watch as these 5 metallic triangular spikes manifest above this man's head and then begin impacting and driving and drilling themselves into this man's skull. And his eyes suddenly go black. And he's just standing there, not moving.
Come along, Clem. Come along.
You can use... And Fathom, you can use your action to move him and do things with him.
Horn is worried. Is he okay?
He'll be fine. Let's get him out of here. Get him some sunlight. That's what he needs. Sunlight.
So do you all wish to leave this place now?
I don't think Clem has an option.
Yes, please. I got hurt here. I don't like it here. It's wet down here.
I think we'll at
Twinkle.
least see him out to the entrance and then probably go back in.
Twinkle, it's always been wet where we have gone. And I have the keys, so, I mean, unless they change the locks, we should be fine.
How
So
fast can they change locks?
I will go ahead and say that to save on time and not have to move, go through the arduous process of you guys moving your characters all over this map. I will say that you are able to take some time retracing your steps and taking this individual up to the surface, to the bathhouse. And there are currently no one in the bathhouse. The bathhouse is completely vacant.
Is the door still blocked up by the Horn?
It is blocked up.
Horn, unlock the door so I can let this fool loose.
Horn will unblock door and call out, "Where's the silver flame?"
We're here.
Oh, Horn looks around. Is there any guards in this? Any guards?
You don't see anyone or hear anyone other than the sounds of the streets beyond. You don't really hear anyone.
Are you sure you should be yelling that? After all, we do have 2 dead bodies in there. It wouldn't look very good on our end.
It looks great on our end.
They were bad people.
I mean, we didn't really find that out. We just asked a question and then killed them when they didn't answer.
We were given permission to act independently, outside of the realm of the law, just to hunt these cultists down. I'd say we should take advantage of it while we got it.
I'm just saying, it would be better not to have complications, even if we are in the right.
Let's just cut him loose here. He'll be fine. Like a dog, he'll find his way home.
He could take a bath.
He could take a bath. That's a good point, Twinkle. He probably needs a bath after all that.
Okay. So you direct him to climb into one of the baths and take a bath?
Yes.
How long
And while
does
he's in
your
the-
Crown of Madness work?
I don't know, but while he's in the middle of taking a bath, I'm going to cut it loose and go on back downstairs.
Just make sure you leave his clothes on. I don't want to see that.
He's got a loincloth.
As you begin heading back down the long stairwell, you hear, "What? And a clattering and splashing noise from above as he comes back to his senses.
Okay, I have to admit, that was funny.
Horn will yelp, "Remember, it was Horn, the silver flame that saved you, and friends."
Okay.
That's right. It was Horn that kidnapped you.
So your
Yes.
your
And it
spiritual
was
sorry, your spiritual weapon has faded, Horn. It took at least 10
Okay.
minutes for you
Yeah.
guys to take care of this individual.
And remember, it is the future Stormlord Alistair Fowl that saved you.
Do you really want to be a Storm Lord? I mean,
It
think about
sounds
that.
fun.
You're going to be in the middle of a city all the time. I thought you liked the woods.
Yes, but if I'm on charge or helping in charge of a city, I can protect the woods and elements a lot better.
So you're like the Storm Lord that's in charge of a section of the forest or something? Does that make you like a janitor for a public park?
I mean, I do eat corpses too, so in a way I am kind of a janitor, as you say.
To
I
be
see if any
fair,
of the keys fit the door or if this door is even locked.
The door is unlocked,
the city is made of wood,
and you open
like
the
a
door.
manufactured forest.
Are we ready to go through the door? And I hate how you are kind of right there, Twinkle.
So
Any
you're
objections?
continuing on.
Door. I
Door.
open the door.
Okay. The hallway continues on. It appears to open up a bit to the north, and then you can see that there is another passageway that continues on to the south.
Oh my god, guys, you won't believe this. There's more water.
What? Amazing.
I don't like that.
Okay,
I'm never taking a bath again.
Alistair, you see more of those wooden beams that are holding up the ceiling. And you see that this flooded area opens up and continues on up a bit to the northeast. And then there's immediately behind you a passageway that heads south and another passageway that continues on.
You know, Horn, couldn't you just ram all of these beams down and we could just leave and be...
Horn could try, but we wouldn't guarantee the mission that we're supposed to be killing these killers.
Let's see. Alistair, make a survival check.
Alistair shall make a survival check.
Okay. Alistair, you smell a putrid stench of rotten eggs in this room.
Something smells like rotten eggs. I don't like this. No one cast fire. I roll to see if I know of anything bad that smells of rotten eggs, like corpses or anything like that. That's what, that be nature.
Well, you can make a nature check, sure. I believe the only light source you guys have is scorched. So you're currently in
I know nothing.
Yeah, you're in a very dark area. You see more of the bioluminescent algae that's clinging to the base where the beams meet the water. But other than that, you don't really see. You don't see any lit torches or anything in this area.
Scorch, can you pass your light up here?
I cast light on Alistair.
Okay, Alistair, you are brilliantly lit up for the first time in a long time.
I
Almost blinding
bright.
Horn.
Too bright.
I dimmed the light a little bit.
Okay.
No, I have dimmed. My sparkling personality will not shine through now. Anywho, now can I see anything else in the room?
Not much. There's really nothing other than the beams that are supporting the ceiling. You don't really see much in this area. You can see beyond to the north that there's like a partially collapsed area that opens up.
I do not trust this room, but if you all wish to continue, we shall.
And more of those beams. Scorched, as you trump through the water, you see now that the passageway continues on. And Alistair, you can see that the passageway continues to the south. And the ground dries up in front of you.
We have dry land or more water.
I like dry land.
I mean, Twinkle, if you like dry land, why not just ride on top of Horn?
I don't know him that well. You think I just sit on
Really?
top of any tall male that comes my way?
Yes, you didn't know Vrax that well when you started riding him.
He was green. I was green. We were green. He not green.
But he is very horny.
Would you like to ride on my shoulder, Twinkle?
Yes, thank you.
That's racist.
Scorch is gonna go pick up Twinkle and put him on his shoulder.
Okay.
Technically, Alistair, you're racist.
She could ride on your back, Alistair, but unfortunately you're not big enough for her to ride on your shoulder.
Feast your eyes. I am the new ration.
I was thinking that same thing.
Like, she could, like, cling to your back and, like, hold on
Like
to
a monkey.
you. Like a monkey?
We could make
exactly.
a harness for her.
It's true, you could. In theory.
A baby Twinkle harness. All right.
Baby Twinkle. It's going to be the new hot thing. We're going to have shirts and everything.
Buy our t-shirts on insert link here.
Season 2 of the Dragon Between podcast coming to Disney+.
Whoa. We're not that hard of a sellout.
Horn,
So
as
as you
I
have
am.
t-shirts, we're gonna have baby carriers.
Horn, as you peer around the corner, you see that this partially collapsed ruin contains some sort of a stone altar with humanoid skulls and bones piled around it. And the top of the altar is covered in dozens of half-melted candles made of black wax that are currently all unlit.
Is this my shrine or something? There's so much edgy.
One will walk up to altar and pour holy water, a little drop.
You're out of holy water, remember?
I, however, do have holy water, for I used to be a monster hunter.
And Horn, you can see that the passageway seems to continue on.
Yeah, Horn, you
I-
actually owe me some holy water.
I take out my holy water and I pour a bit on it.
Okay.
I shall let the spirits and elements of nature cleanse all of the evil from here.
Nothing
Don't
happens.
even- Ha! It didn't work.
And now you have a wet altar.
Here,
Or
let
no.
me try. I'm no.
Maybe if you light the candles.
Maybe if I put some of my blood on it, maybe that'd be a good idea.
What if you sit on it?
I'm just gonna light it up with about 20 Eldritch Blasters.
Oh, really?
I mean, or we could summon. Oh shit! It revealed its hand early.
Oh, no, I was just putting a skull on there so you could see that it's on there.
Yeah, if that's alive, it better start moving because the Eldritch Blast spam is coming.
Sure. I'll get rid of it for you. There you go.
Oh,
So
shit.
you
When
blast...
did you get a machine?
You blast the... you can go ahead and roll your attacks. Suddenly, Fathom moves into the room and begins pummeling this altar. And you can see the skulls and bones that are flying off of it now. And the candles, most of them get obliterated except for a few of them. They just fall off of the altar onto the ground.
I pick up one of the candles and one of the skulls and stash it.
I wouldn't do that. I'm not done yet.
I wouldn't. He's still going.
Critical hit.
Okay,
I'm done now.
the bones have been grinded into dust. The altar is smoking with pockmarks all over it.
Consider this place cleansed.
If anything, you could have just released whatever was in there.
Or I could have killed it.
More likely broke a seal and released.
Yeah.
I don't understand. How did that cleanse this altar?
It broke it into pieces. See, when you make an altar, you have to set it up a certain way. Design things in a way that are pleasing to the entity that you're sacrificing things to. Now, it's destroyed. Hence cleansed. And plus, Alistair, your holy water didn't exactly work, did it?
Well, no.
Wouldn't that just
doesn't
make
mean
it
wasn't
angry?
already done.
It might make it angry, but if it does, then that's a win-win for us. We just get to kill it faster.
As long as I don't climb in holes and get stabbed.
Hey, is that a hole over there?
You can die.
I could, but I won't.
Those are the last things that Alistair ever said.
Before he swore an oath of silence and became a monk in the Himalayas.
I thought you were already a monk. You were lying to us all this time.
But now, in the Himalayas.
The
Yes.
Himalayas are not in Eberron.
Ahorn, you hear the sound of skittering coming from somewhere echoing off in the distance.
My
One
spy.
tries to be stealthy.
Okay, roll a stealth check. That is a natural 1.
It's a 0.
Yep. You stepped in something soft and smelly, and it's now
I'm gonna
stuck to the bottom of your hoof.
I'm going to psychically connect the horn. Good job, Horn. We can't see you anymore. Keep going.
Horn will make a big racket trying to get it off and rub it on the wall, trying to rub it on the ground.
The sound of the skittering is getting louder.
Horn draws his sword and shield.
Okay.
Keeps going.
As you head around the corner, you see that the passageway ends abruptly at a wall and seems to continue on.
Horn looks for party.
Okay.
This way, guys. He waves.
As
Did you not yell?
Horn, you see some sort of skeletal, small skeletal creature that sort of skitters across the ground out of your sight to the west, around the corner. It was like a rat, but it was just a skeleton of a rat.
Don't run away. It's Horn. And he will take a step.
Okay. Looking around
I
the corner,
think he may
you
have
can
blocked.
see that the passageway continues on and ends, and there is a door immediately about halfway down. And what are the rest of you doing? Just sort of like following after your silver flame companion?
Yes, we can't just let him die.
I'm just thankful I'm on somebody's shoulders and not walking on the ground right now.
Don't we get in trouble if he dies? Wasn't that part of the rules?
I don't think it was.
It is now.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Horn will try to stealthily open the door.
Okay, roll another stealth check. All right. So you reach out, grab the handle, and it breaks off. But the door is open and swings wide. You're holding the handle in your hand right now.
Come on, Horn. Get a handle of yourself.
Horn is sorry. Horn is too big to be stealthy.
And you can see that the passageway continues on. And you see another rat. This one appears to be ordinary, and it's sitting in the corner just sort of rubbing its face. Squeaking. And you can see, as you turn and look to your right, you can see that the passageway continues on for quite a bit of a distance.
I kind of go back the hallway and just peer around the corner. Hey, Twinkle, guess what?
Yeah.
There's a rat.
I have a mouse. Want to see him? His name's Gerald. And I pull my mouse out of one of my pockets.
I meant for you to eat, not play with. That's your pet.
Twinkle,
This
roll
is
a Twinkle, roll a d20. Okay. You pull this little mouse out, and it looks kind of like emaciated, like you haven't been feeding it in a while, and it's sort of like, and it's just sort of laying in your hands, not really moving much.
He's my friend, and I put him right back.
Have you been feeding that?
Of course I have.
Or have you went to feed it and then just ate the food yourself?
How dare you! I give him scraps.
So you feed him nothing.
I was going to say, up until recently, I don't think Twinkle even ever mentioned a mouse.
Nope, she forgot about it until you mentioned it to her.
Okay. I'm just thinking that thing would probably be dead. I think this would probably be like the third or fourth mouse that she's captured and has kept as a pet.
I
Well,
think
I'm
she
not
keeps
switching
picking
them
them
up for
up
a
thinking
rat.
it's her mouse.
Alistair's gonna cautiously follow. It's been way too quiet. He's kind of like eyeing the areas around.
Yeah, it's just a lot of rough-hewn walls. Horn up ahead, you can see that the passageway seems to open up a bit.
Up ahead, a bigger passage.
And you can see now that the dry land ends. And you can see more flooded pathways.
No!
Finally, more water.
I never thought we'd see water again.
What do you mean? How do you think we're gonna get out of this place, Alistair?
Magic?
And ahead of you can see, Horn, that the passageway stops at some sort of reinforced door.
One will check if it's locked. Stealthily.
This door is locked.
Alistair has keys. He's going to worm his way up and go through all the keys one at a time.
Horn bashed the door down.
Horn, do you bash the door down?
He said he has keys. Let the men try.
Yes, I am going to try one key at a time. See if it fits.
Secretly, it's not his keys. It's his talons.
I hope those are magic keys that hurt when you get the wrong one.
I'm going to go even slower.
Alistair, you take some time to try all the keys on the door, and none of the keys work.
Okay, Horn, break it down.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Don't
no.
give it a
You
try,
have
Twinkle.
keys.
You don't want Horn to break down door?
No, Horn. Alistair's got this. Show us some
Alistair
of that
punches the
kung
door.
fu.
Use your beak.
Hit it with your pecker.
I think I have a lockpick set.
Scorch is gonna carry Twinkle over to the door.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dexterity check with double proficiency there, Twinkle. I believe that would be a d20 plus 6.
You said dexterity check with what?
It's a thieves tools check, which is a dexterity check plus your double proficiency bonus, which your proficiency bonus is 3, so it would be plus 6. Alistair, you see that Horn seems to be backing up like he's about to run.
Horn, wait. You don't want to charge with all of them in the way.
You hear a tink noise as your tool seems to break in the lock. And you hear the sound of a spring just sort of go boing.
I don't think that was it.
Twinkle, you have one more try before Horn just runs, so either move or...
I will not move. I mean, I don't care if he runs, but I'm not moving. Can I do it
suggest
again?
trying.
Sure, you can try again. One of your thieves' tools is unfortunately ruined, so you pull another tool from your satchel. And it also breaks. Two of your items have now broken from your
Give it a
thieves'
nice
tools.
try, Twinkle. And he's gonna carry Twinkle away.
Okay. What about you, Fathom?
You want me to try to open it? Okay. I'll try to open the door.
Okay.
Target the door. Eldritch Blast.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack. You're able to hit the door. Hilariously, you hit the ceiling and some rocks begin falling from the rough-hewn ceiling. But you're able to hit it with the second attack.
Do
I bet
need to
he
roll
does
damage?
it again.
Yeah, roll damage. You blew a big hole in the door, and you can see beyond more water.
Surprise, surprise. Hey, guys. There's dry ground on the other side. Stand back while I do this.
I bet he's lying.
I'm telling the truth. Why would I lie?
Why would you tell the truth anyways?
Okay. You will watch from the dry land, peering down the hallway. The hallway, just the illumination of the Eldritch blast as the arcane energy blasts this door to pieces. It is now hanging off the hinges, completely ruined.
I need to roll damage.
Nope. Don't even have to roll. You destroyed it. Just pulverized it with your Eldritch blast.
I open the door.
Okay.
Next.
You know, you don't always have to use your L-Stitch blast.
Yes, I do.
Also, there is no door.
Hey, you told me to do it. I did it my way. If you wanted to do it your way, you should have went over here and hit it with your pecker. But no, I didn't.
I'm just saying you can't prove there was a door anymore.
I don't think you need to get your feathers ruffled up, bird.
I'll do whatever I feel like doing.
Of course you will, edgelord. Let's move along.
Hey, I don't like fighting. Break it up. We all nice here.
We're not
Horn.
fighting. Did you see me cast Eldritch Blast at him yet?
Horn, you just tried to run over 3 of them.
I was just preparing. Horn like to smash.
You can
Wait to a friend.
You can see columns of stone, stalactites and stalagmites that meet, 3 of them, and you can see floating chunks of wood within the chamber, and looks like the passageway continues on to the north.
Horn will keep going, but look for traps.
Okay. Make a perception check, Horn. You can see that the tunnel seems to end and terminates into some sort of a room. You don't notice anything.
Clear.
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. The
Do
water...
I still smell the eggs?
You don't, but the water is foul-smelling and murky. And what would you all like to do?
Scorch like to take a look into this room. Are these geysers or?
No,
I
they're
can't tell.
they're columns. They look like a stalactite and a stalagmite meeting from the roof to the water. And you see a little bit of that bioluminescent algae. It seems to be growing and creeping up the stalagmite. Is Alistair still lit up like a searchlight?
I would change it to horns and seas in the front now.
Okay. Horn, you can see that there is a chamber beyond to the north.
Shall we keep moving?
Right behind you, Horn.
So, Horn, you continue forward?
Yes.
Okay. As you get towards the end of this narrow tunnel, you can see that this opens up to a 15-foot, roughly by 15-foot chamber. And there is a stone sarcophagus at the center of the chamber. And you can see that the stone lid is lying broken in 3 pieces under the water north of it, and the sarcophagus is exposed and open.
Horn turns around. What do you think? What do you make of this? And he points at the
Do
sarcophagus.
you want me to shoot it?
No, not necessary. One thinks the guy's already dead. Maybe.
Maybe he's undead.
Ah, good thinking. Maybe you should shoot it.
And creeping forward, you can see within the sarcophagus, you can see just piles of what looks like sludge. Like water has crept into this from cracks in the sides of the stone. And whatever is within it seems to be under this thick layer of sludge. This oily, black-looking sludge.
That is pretty gross.
And it looks very unsanitary.
Scorch is gonna take a look at that sludge. Can you tell anything about it? Is there any
Make a nature check.
distinct nature?
You get a sense that this seems to be decay of some sort that has mixed with the water. Like decaying material of some sort.
Scorch is gonna put his hand in there and see if he can pull out anything.
Okay. So Scorched, as you head towards the sarcophagus, it's a relatively like a medium-sized humanoid-sized sarcophagus, and as you reach into the this black liquid, suddenly a ghostly battle axe raises up out of it and makes a sneak attack on you.
Will it hit me if it hits him?
No, it's gonna hit him.
Okay.
And this ghostly battle axe critically hits you, Scorched. As you all watch as Scorch is bashed backward by this brilliant flash of light, this axe that seems to resemble Horn's spiritual sword that he summoned earlier. And you may all... What would you all like to do? You can roll initiative. You can all roll initiative if you like.
Scorch, did it ask you a question?
damage for that attack.
Horn, did you hit him?
Horn would never hurt man. Good guy. Horn only hurts bad guys.
Okay, Fathom, what would you like to do?
Well, let me look at my options. I found them. I'm not sure what just happened. I cast Toll of the Dead, but it didn't do a save for it.
I don't think you targeted it.
What am I targeting then?
The axe or the weapon that's rising up out of the sludge.
Yeah, I'm clicking the icon for it. It's not targeting it. Let me try it in the combat track.
There you go. I targeted it for you.
That's weird. Let's try again.
Unfortunately, your Toll of the Dead... Oh, I should say not unfortunately. Your Toll of the Dead... The ghostly battle axe fails.
Unfortunately for the battle axe.
Unfortunately for the battle axe, that is correct. And the you see just sort of like it's like a misty, wispy shape, and you can see it going in places, but it doesn't appear to be losing its shape or form. I just realized that I did the wrong thing. I'm so sorry.
What did you do?
That's why you couldn't target it. I apologize.
It was never really there. Dun dun dun!
It was an illusion.
There we
Chris
go.
Angel walks around from the corner.
The ghostly battle axe now turns its attention towards you, Fathom. But it doesn't attack you. Instead, it seems to slash towards Alistair. And Alistair, it misses you as it goes and whooshes and impacts into the wall behind you as you just duck just before it hits you.
I'm not a duck, though. I'm an owl person.
And Twinkle, it's your turn.
What to do?
Would you like to hold your action?
I think I will.
Okay.
I can't hide in this little space, can I?
No. I mean, you can use your bonus
Ooh.
action to attempt to hide if you like.
Yeah, I can do that. That sounds fun.
You also can't occupy the same space as Scorch, so I'm going to move you slightly.
Thank you.
No worries. Alrighty. And I believe Scorch, it's your turn.
Alright.
This spectral battle axe keeps trying to, after bashing into you, attempts to bash into Alistair.
Scorch is going to try and grab the handle. He's going to cast Shocking Grasp on the axe.
Okay. And unfortunately, that is a miss. And your hand
also,
passes...
Jeremy, I don't think you ever...
Sorry?
I don't think you ever applied damage to me for that first hit.
Oh, you're right. I didn't. Let me rectify that. Let's see. Where are you? There you go. 10 damage. Boom. And Alistair, it's your turn. By the way, Scorch, your hand passed right through this, whatever this is.
Alistair shall attempt to hit it with his quarterstaff.
Okay. That unfortunately is a miss as your quarterstaff passes through this spectral battle axe. And your second attack also passes through it.
Alistair shall just look at the ground. I'll be right back. If it's my turn again, I'm just going to repeat exactly what I just did.
Sure thing. Horn, it's your turn.
Horn. Did I see that Scorch's hand pass through it?
Oh, yes. You watched him try to reach out and grab it, and his hand passed right through it. This looks very, very familiar to your spiritual weapon.
I will cast Sacred Flame.
Okay. And that is a failure on the battle axe. You can see it taking damage from your flame, just sort of poof, 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 poof. But it doesn't seem to be diminishing this thing. In fact, the axe seems to be getting bigger.
Axe is getting bigger. Everyone. Now my turn.
Okay. Twinkle, it's your turn again.
You think I'm too close to shoot it with a bow?
No, you're not too close.
Fantastic. Am I still hidden or no?
Let's see. Unfortunately, it sees you. It detects you. In fact, it seems to be turning towards you. The axe blade is turning in your direction.
That's weird.
There's also a very faint sound emanating in this room. It sounds like someone screaming, but it's very faint. You can all barely hear it. But the sound is slowly getting louder.
That could be my mouse.
It's possible. On Alistair, are you back yet? Well, in that case, I will go ahead and attack with his quarterstaff. And miss. And with his bonus action, he will also miss with his unarmed attack. And Fathom, it's your turn. You're just watching this thing slowly getting bigger, and you can hear the sound of someone screaming very faintly that seems to be emanating from somewhere within the chamber. And it's very faint now, but it seems to get slowly louder.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic and look around the room to see what I see.
Okay. There appears to be an aura of magic around the sarcophagus.
The sarcophagus itself?
Yes. And to the best abilities, you feel as though this appears to be some type of evocation magic.
Very well. I'll end my turn.
Okay. Horn, on your turn, what would you like to do? The ghostly battle axe is sort of slowly turning and regarding all of you as if trying to choose another victim to attempt to lash out at.
Oh, 1 second. I'm going to yell out to everybody before I end my turn that it's originating from the sarcophagus, and then end my turn.
Okay.
Horn will reach into the sarcophagus and see what he can grab.
Okay. As your action, you reach into the sarcophagus, and you pull out nothing. Just sludge slides off of your hands, your gauntleted hand, into the muck.
Ah!
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. It turns its attention away from Alistair now, looking straight at you, Horn. And
yes, leave the owl alone.
And it just impacts the wall behind you, carving a chunk out of the wall. And Scorch, it's your turn.
Scorch is going to cast Witch Bolt at this act.
Okay, go for it. That is a miss. Your Witch Bolt passes through the spectral axe and blasts into the wall behind you. Or behind it.
I'm going to use my bonus action to do a second wind.
Okay.
So I'm going to heal back 9 hit points.
Alrighty. Is that the end of your turn?
That will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Twinkle, it is your turn again.
All right.
So far, you've seen that this ghostly-looking battle axe seems to be getting bigger, and that screaming noise is getting louder. And suddenly, it doubles in size. Whoa! It doubles
That's more
in size.
than double.
Yeah, that was more than double. It doubles in size.
I feel intimidated. I shall hold my action.
Okay. Alistair, are you back yet?
Yes, I am.
What would you like to
I'm
do?
going-
The axe just grew twice its size.
I am going to again just try to. I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Chalet on my quarterstaff and attack.
Okay. That unfortunately is a miss. Once again, your quarterstaff whooshes right through the spectral axe.
What is with all of these low rolls?
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Scorched, it's your turn again. This thing
Does
seems
it-
to be intensifying now. The longer you attack this thing and the longer it attempts to attack all of you, it seems to be intensifying. And the sound of the screaming now can be heard by all of you very clearly. It just sounds like someone yelling with primal passion. It's similar to the way that Vrax used to yell when he would go into combat and attack things and rage.
Does this hallway end? Like, is this
this
where
chamber-
the hallway ends?
This chamber ends. It's a 15 by 15 foot wide chamber, and the only other entrance into it is the hallway that you all entered into.
Twinkle, I think we should leave.
Okay.
Okay.
Scorch is going to disengage. He's going to go down the hallway.
All right. Twinkle, are you following?
Yes.
Okay. You may move your character your full distance. Are you disengaging?
Yes.
Okay. And Fathom, it's your turn. You just watched as Scorch suddenly looked with a strange look on his muted face. His facial features, of course, not changing much. But he rushes past all of you with Twinkle in tow.
Huh, that's odd. Well,
And there's a sound of someone
I-
yelling in the background.
yeah, it seems to come from that sarcophagus, correct?
Yes.
Can I identify what that black sludge is inside the sarcophagus?
Well, one of you already attempted to and said that it's some sort of decaying matter.
Oh. I'm gonna light a torch and drop it in there.
Okay. As your action, you're dropping a torch in there?
Yeah, as my action, I'm gonna light the torch and drop it right in there.
All right. It goes out. Your torch falls into the sarcophagus and immediately extinguishes itself.
Okay, well, that didn't work. I'm gonna back up
Okay.
to right there and end my turn.
On the battle axe's turn, it turns its attention from you, Horn, to your feathered companion, and you watch as it takes a mighty swing at Alistair and hits him. And with a force even more powerful than you observed before, bashes into him, doing 12 damage to him, and rocks him against the wall. He hits the back of his head and sort of rights himself as it hits him. And Horn, it's your turn.
Horn will cast guiding bolt on a sarcophagus,
Okay.
which is radiant.
Go
I
for
don't know
it.
how to target it.
I just roll the attack. Is it a save or is it... Because if it's a save, it automatically fails. You hit it. You don't even have to roll damage. Chunks of the sarcophagus from your damage begin blasting off in places, and some of that sludge from the large gap which was created from your attack now begins to slough out into the water around Alistair's feet. But that's all that happens. The battle axe is still getting bigger. It's almost filling the room now, and that scream is filling your ears now. It's starting to make you feel a little nauseated. Make a Constitution saving throw. Okay. You have disadvantage on your attacks while you're within this chamber listening to this sound. And that's the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright. Alistair, it's your turn, sir. You just got bashed by a giant battle axe made of light.
Alistair, now a bit upset, is going to cast Flaming Spear.
Okay.
And he's going to cast it right there, sure not to hit his friends.
Okay.
So, anything with... Let me make sure here. That's within its 5-foot diameter sphere. For the duration that's in it or ends its turn within 5 feet of it, must take 2d6 fire damage on a failed slave, or as much damage on half as much on a successful one.
Okay. Go ahead
As
and
a bonus action, I can move it.
Go ahead and cast your spell. And the battle axe fails. And you just watch as there's this brilliant column of flame, which makes some of the battle axe, the spectral battle axe, go away, but then it immediately reforms, like it's rebuffing against the fire damage. And the battle axe is getting bigger from your attack.
That's all
Twinkle,
I can
it's your
do
turn.
Since the entrance is blocked.
Well, you can run past your friends.
Yeah, but I don't have disengage right now since I used it.
Sure. Twinkle, are you continuing to run away?
Sure. Well, I don't know. Am I still on Scorch's back?
No, you're off of his back.
Then yes.
Okay, yeah, you haven't been on his back since you entered the room.
Okay. I think I'll just move there and I'll end my turn.
Okay. On the battle axe's turn, it will once again attempt to strike at Alistair. But misses him. And Fathom, it's your turn. Are you continuing to run away?
Since it ended its turn in that, it takes damage again.
Go for it. It succeeds, so it'll take partial damage. Again, as it's getting bigger, it almost seems to be engulfing your flame, and your flame seems to be almost going out from touching the side of this thing. Like it's like a back and forth, like a battle between the two to fill the space. Fathom, what
By
would
the
you like
way,
to do?
if there's any corpse left in after that water, that's burning up too.
Duly noted. Fathom, what are you doing?
I'm trying to cast a spell. I'm just waiting for a chance to say it.
No worries.
Okay.
Alright, that's a failure. The discordant bell bong, bong. And you can see in places where the bell is going off, you can see the spectral bell, which is creating vacated spaces in this wispy battle axe. But it's not getting it's forming reforming almost immediately, and it's getting bigger, and the sound of the scream is intensifying.
And I'll continue to back up.
Okay.
And then my turn.
Scorch, it's your turn. Will you continue to run?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back into that second chamber, the one that Twinkle's in.
Okay. Does that end your turn?
I'm gonna hold my action and make sure that nothing else is gonna come down the hallway.
Yeah, the sound of that scream is echoing down the hallway, and you're fairly certain it's continuing on through the chamber beyond the way you all came. And Horn, it's your turn.
On will, can I grab Alistair?
If he is willing to leave, you can pull him away. You will take. You will take an opportunity attack from the battle axe.
Yes, I will take the attack.
Okay. It rolled a natural 1.
I am no afraid.
So if Alistair is willing, you can pull him away without it taking. Use its reaction to attack you.
Yes.
The moment that you pull Alistair with you away, the sound of the screaming ceases, and there's a brilliant flash of light, and Fathom, looking into the chamber beyond, that battle axe is gone. All that remains is the smoldering, searing fireball, the sphere of fire that was summoned by Alistair, and you are all out of combat.
That was fun.
If I move back up to there, can I see their sarcophagus from here?
Yes. Alistair, what happens to your sphere? Does it go away, or do you keep it in there? How long does it last?
It lasts for 1 minute with concentration, so I'll let it go until it.
Okay. Eventually, it burns out. Fathom, you watch as the sphere completely burns out. The room is completely empty again.
Nothing there but the sarcophagus, right?
Correct. And you can see
the sarcophagus.
The stone pieces of the what you assume was a lid, 3 of them, are just under the water, just north of the sarcophagus. You can see the chunks sticking up out of the water at different angles.
I'm targeting the Eldritch, the sarcophagus.
Okay. You blast the sarcophagus, pummeling it. You can see chunks. More of the sludge is sliding out sloughing into the water, until eventually it's nothing more than a pile of rubble.
Oh, you knew that spam was coming next.
Would you like to do anything else?
Yeah. So the sarcophagus is just a pile of rubble now, right?
Correct. You just see a pile of rubble. You can see the sludge, which is spreading in the water, creating essentially what looks like a giant oil slick.
I'm gonna take just one step into the room and see what happens.
Okay. The moment you step into the room, the battle axe suddenly fills the entire chamber and attempts to take a swipe at you.
Step back.
Okay. You'll take an attack from it as you attempt to walk away from it.
As a reaction, I will cast shield.
Okay. It misses you then.
Awesome.
And the moment you step away, it disappears. And you heard that screaming, that primal rage that continued as it was manifesting in the room, and now it's gone again.
Is there a hallway leaving the room?
What's that?
Is there any exit to this room that leads out the other side?
No, there's no exits within the chamber other than the one that you entered in with.
Oh, this is a dead end?
For all intents and purposes, you believe so.
Oh, well, fuck this room. Let's leave.
Okay.
On agrees.
right. So you're all heading back?
Yep.
Scorch will put a twinkle back on his shoulder, and we'll go
Yay.
back, I guess, towards that altar room.
Okay.
What's over here?
As you look around the corner, Fathom, you can see that the chamber continues on to where you were before. And there's a stone door blocking the way. Immediately in front of you. But you can assume, one can assume that it continues on.
Oh.
Are the rest of the group going with you, or are you guys just hanging out in the flooded hallway?
I literally can't move until Scorch does, so.
Okay. I mean, you could get off of his shoulders and just go.
But he offered.
I got you. So Scorched is going past all of you and is taking, apparently passing through walls and everything else.
Yes, Scorch is glitching through everything right now.
I see that.
I think he has a virus. We have to deactivate him.
Okay. What are you all doing now?
I'm going to do like Scorch did and cast Dimension Door over there to where he...
Are you going that way?
Yep, I'm going to Dimension Door over there next to Scorch.
Okay. Scorch, as you peer around the corner, you can see that the passageway continues on. More of those wooden beams that are holding up the ceiling in places.
Alright. This time I'm going to cast Light on Twinkle, since she's on my shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah!
And
Now I
continue down the
can't
room.
stealth.
You're running on my shoulder, Twinkler. There's no way you can stealth with me.
Horn,
Yeah, it's
be
impossible to stealth when you're lit up. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically you would have to take Scorch's his stealth rolls. Scorch, as you head around the corner, you can see now that the passageway continues on for quite a distance. And you can see alcoves here and there opening up into different areas that abruptly end. Horn passes through the wall.
Picture just horns crashing through like Kool-Aid Man style.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, we said Kool-Aid guy, not Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with Macho Man Randy Savage?
Not a
We have
thing.
no Slim Jims. He'd kill us all.
I live for Slim Jims. Real talk.
No, no real talk. This is fantasy.
So you're all just sort of trudging forward?
Yes.
Okay. Scorch, as you walk by, you can see another alcove immediately to your left. And to the right, you see a reinforced stone door.
Alistair, there's a door over here. You want to see if those keys work?
I sure as hell would.
I hope they don't work.
Scorch is going to keep exploring down the hallway and make sure that there's any other doors. He's going to point them out to Alistair.
Yeah, listen, this may just be her house keys, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay. You see more doors. You see Mordor. No.
No, the Eye of Sauron.
And you can see that the chamber within you are scorched as you, and unless Twinkle jumped off of your shoulder, you see another reinforced door. So you see a series of reinforced doors, and you see another one in a much larger chamber.
I try to use.
And the walls of the floor of this room are covered in streaks and splashes of dried blood. And you can see that there are 2 dangling bodies that are shackled to the east and southern walls. One of them appears to be an elderly male human and some sort of young female humanoid. Both of them are covered in gashes, and neither one of them are currently moving. And you can see a wooden chair with a bloody whip draped over it in the center of the room, and a bucket half filled with salt that sits on the floor next to the door, or next to the chair.
All right. So I was gonna ask see what caused these wounds, but I think you just answered my question.
Okay.
I'm gonna try the keys on this door.
Okay. It takes you a little bit of time, but you're able to open it, and within the chamber, you see a collapsed room beyond the door. You can see that rubble has buried most of the room. About half of the room is buried, from what you can see.
Alistair just sees that it's pitch black and shrugs, and blindly clambers his way back to try to get back to the...
Okay.
Because Alistair saw nothing. Scorched! Scorched. I can't see anything. You're the light, and I'm blind.
No, Twinkle's the light.
Yeah, and she's way over there.
I can see him there.
What's in there?
Scorched gonna put that bucket of salt into his bag.
Is it lies and failure like the rest of my life?
I'm gonna open the door and look in.
Okay. You see the same thing that Alistair saw. You see half of the room collapsed with debris from the ceiling, chunks of rock and earth covering the other half of the room.
Yeah, man, it's just rocks and debris everywhere. It's nothing. This looks like the room caved in.
Yeah, I kind of figured, but I can't see in the dark, so I wanted someone that could actually, see.
I can see in the dark.
I know. That's why I'm thanking you.
That was a thank you?
I mean, it wasn't a fuck you.
Well, fuck you too.
I said it wasn't, but if we're playing that one, fuck you too.
Hey, Tunk, we want to try and open this door while these two are bickering? Twinkle?
Overhearing that,
What?
Alistair just goes over and fumbles for the keys and tries to open the doors.
Okay. Takes you a moment, but you're able to find the correct key, which turns the lock and opens it, releases the locking mechanism. And within you see a stone sarcophagus.
We have another stone sarcophagus.
Can we
Yeah.
just lock it back?
I mean, yes,
We should do that.
but no. I'm gonna go over here and
Why?
open this other one.
Okay. You go to put the key in the door, and it does not open. In fact, when you tried to put the key into the actual keyhole, you strike solid wall. Apparently,
This is a real fake door.
this door was painted on the rock.
Oh,
It had some sort of
You
an
could
illusion
let
that made it look
Fathom
real.
hit it.
I can't fathom why he would want to do that.
He likes his L-Stitch blast.
L-Stitch blast it is. So you
Or you
see,
guys can help move this sarcophagus?
you see that there's a heavy stone lid lying on its side between the sarcophagus and the south wall.
Oh, so it's already opened?
Yes.
Alright. What's inside? Is it more black sludge?
All you see is some human bones and some dust. But, I mean, you could do an investigation check.
You want me to check to see if it's still alive?
We'll find out.
Very
Scorch's
well.
gonna stick his hand in.
Okay.
You could knock first.
It might answer.
Scarch, you don't find anything of real worth within it. However, after moving your hand, the dust pulling cobwebs out, you see a mummy. There's a layer of plaster which is covering this mummy. Like the whole body is completely covered with it. And
What do you think of this, Horn?
You don't see anything around it other than the piles of bones and dust and cobwebs.
I'm
Horn
gonna
thinks it's
get
dead.
a bone and I'm gonna give it to Twinkle to chew on.
Yay!
Or
One day,
not.
we're gonna look over at Twinkle, and she's gonna have a collar that says "Rash."
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's dead.
Let me check. I'm going to psychically reach out to it and see if I see anything there. Hey, anybody awake in there?
You don't get back anything. Nothing intelligent responds.
Well, if it's alive, it's not intelligent. Either that or it's just ignoring me.
Alistair shall try the other door.
Okay.
Wait,
The,
I'm going to use detect magic.
okay. On what? Just on the
on myself.
general area?
Yeah. On myself. I'm going to look over there at the sarcophagus and see if I see anything.
Looking in the sarcophagus, you just see the mummy covered in plaster.
Very well. And I'm going to look at this painted on the door.
Okay. Alistair, as you continue to stand at that door, you can hear sounds of moaning coming from beyond. It's very faint.
I kind of look behind to see if anyone's around me, and I see Scorched, and I nod at him, like a serious nod. And then I point to the door,
Okay.
and then I take the keys out, and I see if any of them fit. But before I turn anything, if one fits, I just wait until everyone's around.
Okay. As you look around, you see that your companions aren't really, they don't seem to be paying much attention to you, except for Scorched, who has Twinkle on his shoulder.
I'm taking it the painted on magic door. It's not magical either.
You gonna open the door, Alistair?
There's stuff behind it, so I'd rather wait for everyone to be, ready.
I just don't understand. Why would somebody paint a door onto the wall?
Maybe they're feeling artistic. I mean,
Maybe there's something behind it.
Probably. I'm gonna turn the key and open the door.
Okay. As you turn the key and open the door, the moaning gets louder. And you see 6 humans with rotting flesh that immediately reach out towards you. Roll for initiative.
I think this food is expired.
And Horn, just waiting for you to roll initiative, sir.
Oh, sorry, I thought I did. Sorry, finished.
No worries. Alistair, you have your action and your movement. You see rotting corpses which are coming towards you, reaching their hands out to grab at you.
Well, let's see. What do we have here? I'm going to. Can I see zombie 1 that's kind of like the middle right there, or is it blocked by zombie 3 and up?
You see the one immediately before you, and then you can see that there's just a tangle of individuals behind it. So everything behind the one that's immediately above you, in front of you, would get essentially, and if you tried to attack something behind it, they would get cover, 3/4 cover.
I am going to use Chill Touch on the one in front.
Okay. And that's a hit.
And since it is undead, it will get disadvantage.
Okay.
And I end my turn.
You end your turn? Alright. Zombie number 2 just sort of scrambles over zombie number 3, dropping it on the ground, and then attempts to attack you. You watch as the zombie pushes the other one over. We'll say that was its action. So even though I've got it back there, just for the sake of space limitations, it's now taken the place of the zombie, which is on the ground, reaching towards you, laying on the ground.
Hey, for some reason, it gave me disadvantage attack, even though I'm not targeting myself for some reason.
Says can't regain hit points. Not sure why it did that. Well, let me drop it on it. There we go.
It looks like for some reason it has self in the tagline of the attack.
Then that's not programmed correctly. Alright, Horn, it's your turn.
Okay, I fixed it.
Can Horn even get over there?
Unfortunately, your companions are blocking the chamber. So you can't end your turn in their place. In their space, I should say.
Is everyone okay? Horn is here. I'll let my turn.
Okay. The rest of the zombies are clambering, attempting to knock each other. Zombie number 2 is also going to knock over, or zombie number 4 knocks over zombie number 2. There's just a pile of zombies now, and they're all just sort of piling in front of each other, trying to get at you, but unable to do so. Scorch, it's your turn. You just hear the sound of the grumbling and noises of the zombies beyond Alistair, as they're trying to get out of this bottleneck of a chamber.
Alright, well, Scorch is going to cast Agonizer's Scorcher right down the line. Sorry, Alistair.
Okay. You just hear Scorch say, sorry, Alistair.
I'm assuming that zombie 4 is also in that line if they're like piling on top of each other.
That's correct.
Or is that okay.
Oh no, yeah, they're all piled on top of each other. The only 2 that are not within your line are the 1 and 5. Okay, I see lots of failures, and I see lots of damages. There's suddenly this brilliant flame, and one of the zombies catches on fire, and it's turned to ash. Body begins falling apart.
As a bonus action, I'm going to give Alistair a potion of healing.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn? And Fathom, it's your turn.
My turn. I forgot to move. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm assuming I don't see anything where I am, correct?
You see nothing. All you see is Alistair, kind of on fire. His just smell of burnt flesh and burnt feathers and rot and decay. And directly in front of you, you see what Scorched and Twinkle saw. You see the bodies that are hanging on the walls and the chair with the whip.
Okay, I'll have my turn.
Alrighty. And zombie number 5 will clamber forward, knocking zombie number 2 down. And that's the end of its turn. Zombie number 6 will do the same thing. It clambers forth and knocks 5 down. There's now a pile of zombies in front of you, and they're all reaching out with their arms, Alistair, to try and grab you on their next attack. And Twinkle, it's your turn.
I can't really get in there, can I?
Unfortunately, no. Both Scorched and Alistair are in your way.
Then I shall hold my action.
Okay. The zombies continue to clamber over all of them. And on Zombie 4's turn, it attempts to stand up on the pile. Uses half of its movement to stand up. And then attempts to whack you, Alistair.
Natural 20. Natural 20.
No, it rolled a 5 plus 3. It misses. So you just see it's just reaching and trying to grab you, and it's just slapping the ground near your feet and misses you completely. And Horn, it's your turn.
On here's battle. You kind of see it coming out of the hallway. He's all his friend in the way. Excuse me. He'll try to go to the other side to see if he can see better. Horn's like trying to peer over.
Hey, you see
Battle.
You see bodies on hanging from the walls, 2 of them, in the chamber beyond. You see the chair with the whip on it, bloodied whip, and a bucket of salt sitting next to the chair.
Scorch took that.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Horn will hold his action
Okay.
if anything comes out to whack it. That's all he can do right now.
Fair enough. And Alistair, it's your turn.
I am going to again use Chill Touch.
Okay. That is a hit. Not sure why you have disadvantage.
I don't think it ever took the thing properly off of me. And then I'm going to use 1 key point to disengage. And can I try to like just move up to the left of
Well, you can disengage.
Yes, as a bonus action, I can use a key point to disengage.
Okay.
Or use a dash action.
Sure. You can move as long as you don't end in somebody's space. You can totally move out of the way. There you go.
And I end my turn and pat out the remaining flames on my ass.
Sure. All right. So zombie number 5 pulls itself up to where it is no longer prone, and then moves straight towards you, Scorched, attempting to hit you. And it just misses you as its hands sort of rake across its gnarly, broken fingernails, nearly scratching your construct form. And Twinkle, it's your turn. You just saw the arms of this zombie humanoid that just tried to slash at Scorched.
Can I stab it where I am?
Unfortunately, it'll get cover if you try, but you can certainly try. Yeah, because right now you got a wall in your way.
I can try. Do I use it as disadvantage to make up for the fact that it's covered?
No, it just gets a minus. It would be a -5 to your roll. So if you click on -5 when you roll it, it should roll it with the minus.
Ah, I see it. Okay.
So Twinkle takes her weapon and attempts to pass through Scorch's leg, just under the leg, and attempt to stab into the creature. And that's a hit. Even with a -5, you still hit it.
Yeah! And that ends my turn.
Your blade is coated in goop. The zombies now are shambling and scrambling, knocking each other over. And Scorch, it's your turn. You have a zombie in your face.
Scorch is gonna pull out his armband. He's going to make a slash at the zombie.
Okay. The blade suddenly manifests and comes out of the end of your hand. And you're still targeting Alistair. There you go. And that is most definitely a hit. As you cut into the creature, slashing it, dealing severe damage. Your blade cuts into the shoulder and cleaves it down to where its heart would be, and the top of its body is sort of flopping, and you just hear it going.
And I'll take the attack of opportunity and I'll move out of the way.
Okay. Zombie 5 will attempt to attack you, but it misses. And Scorch nopes out of the way. And Fathom, it's your turn.
Stepping into the line of combat.
Okay. You see piles of corpses.
Oh, you know what time it is.
That is a hit. And you watch as your bolt splatters into its body. Hit again as your arcane energy emits from your hand. Your fingers spread out, blasting into its body. And its body explodes as the energy blasts its torso to pieces. Chunks of its arms still moving faintly and weakly. And the zombie now clatters out from around the corner. I don't believe that Twinkle said that she hid on her turn, so it will attempt to get you, Twinkle. And it misses you. You're just short enough that its hand just sort of woof over the top of your head. And Twinkle, it is your turn. You turn around to see this undead creature which has attempted to swipe at you with its arms.
Okay. I shall try to stab.
That is a critical hit. That is a critical hit as you turn around in reaction to this creature and stab it in its chest. Your hand punches all the way through its body and you pull back goo dripping off of your hand, your wrist, and your weapon.
And I will end my turn.
Okay. The other zombie scrambles out and moves from around the corner, going towards Horn now. And Horn, you just turn around just in time to see this creature attempting to smack you. And I don't know why it's still prone. Whoops. It wouldn't have hit you anyway. And Fathom, it's your turn again.
Ha ha ha.
I can't see any of them, can I?
Unfortunately, no. You get Alistair in your way. You see movement, so they would get 3/4 cover. It'd be a -5 to your attack if you tried to hit them. However, if you roll a natural 1, you'll hit a companion.
but I can see them well enough to cast Toll of the Dead.
Sure. And the creature fails.
Yeah, take their
I'm
money.
assuming it's damaged already.
Yes, they all are. All the 3 that remain are all damaged. And you watch as the creature's body is just sort of rippling as chunks of it are exploding off in places. Its jaws hanging off half of the side of its face.
My turn.
Okay. Horn, it's your turn. This thing just come around the corner, scrambled, and tried to slap you.
Horn smacks it. The sword.
And you hit it. As you slash with your longsword, cutting deep into its body, you lop off one of its arms. And the arm drops on the ground and starts reaching towards your leg.
Horn will use his bonus action to attack again.
Okay.
Oh. There.
Just like Horn's horns.
Yeah.
Horns and to attack.
And you split it right down the middle. Its mouth is still moving disgustingly.
And I'm going to try to antagonize this one. Hit me!
Okay.
Now my turn.
The remaining one now pulls itself up off of the ground and begins shambling forward. And it will push this one over onto the ground and is now standing over its corpse. And Alistair, it's your turn.
So I can now see Zombie 4, right?
Yes, you can.
I am once again going to use...
And
my
Twinkle is
pulp
short
action.
enough that you can see over her and it won't get cover.
Yes,
Literally can see
that's-
over me.
I was assuming that. I'd be worried if she...
That's a hit. Yeah, see, it didn't go on you that time, Alistair. It went on to
Yeah,
the zombie.
I fixed it. For some reason, it was set to self and not...
That's
others.
weird.
Yeah, but I saw that and I fixed it.
Okay. Zombie number 1 reaches out towards Twinkle, and it's prone. It won't try to stand up. Instead, it's reaching for your leg and attempting to bite you, Twinkle. But it misses. You just feel these disgusting broken fingernails scratching on the side of your leg as it's trying to grab your leg and bite your leg. And Scorched, it's your turn. You see your impressive form of Horn standing in the way, blocking your foes. You can see one of the undead creatures on the ground, scrambling towards your companions from beyond.
Scorch is gonna try and cast a firebolt through
Horn?
Horn's legs.
Alright, that's with a -5. But I believe, are you trying to attack 4 or the one that's on the ground?
I'm gonna attack 4.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll attack the one that's on the ground. I think that's the one that's easier to see.
Sure.
But I think that'll be at disadvantage because he's prone, right?
It is prone, so we'll be disadvantaged -5.
Horn, I hope you didn't want kids.
You still hit it, though. Horn, you feel heat pass through your nether regions, and you watch as the zombie below the other zombie suddenly bursts into flame and ash.
Ah!
And it's Twinkle's turn. Twinkle, you see this zombie, which I will move here, which is now reaching towards you. And that is a hit. And you stick your blade into its eye socket, and the creature slides off of your blade, very dead. And you
Yeah!
are all out of combat.
At this time, I'm gonna take out the potion that Scorch gave me after he set me on fire, and I'm gonna uncork it and drink it. How many, what die is it again?
It's a 2d4 plus 2.
Alrighty. And you can see now, Fathom, as you look in the chamber, that the sarcophagus had, on the north-facing side, have ghastly images of human cannibalism carved into it. And looking inside of the, you just find bone fragments and a jawless human skull.
And I'll take that.
Okay.
What are you gonna do with that skull, Fathom?
Drink out of it.
The blood of my enemies.
Really? I thought you were gonna use something more clever, like Eldritch blast on.
And you each receive 60 experience points from that encounter. Or you find the same thing, the carved sarcophagus with the ghastly images and just smattering of bones. Clearly this sarcophagus was looted a long time ago.
Apparently somebody stole a skull out of there.
And Fathom, as you enter the room, you see the two bodies which are hanging from the wall, that of the male and the female. The only other noticeable feature beside the chair with the bloody whip on it is the stone reinforced door to the north of the chamber.
So, are those bodies still alive?
You can make a medicine check on them.
Could I just cast Eldritch Blast on them?
Sure you can. Which one would you like to cast it on, the male or the
Horn says,
female?
wait. Wait.
What do you want, Horn?
Let me check. Let me do all the medical.
Horn, I'll have you know that I'm a genius. And you, well, you're a cow. Let me check. Come on back. I need to check.
Sadly, my friend,
Don't be mean, you largemouth bat!
I must go. I have to go to an overnight shift now, my friend.
Alright then, we will see you later, Alistair, as Alistair becomes a silent NPC for the rest of the session.
A strange force drags Alistair through a portal never to be seen until 2 weeks from now.
Fathom.
So, Fathom, you're blasting the bodies. Which one did you blast first?
I blasted the one on the left first and the one on the right second.
Okay. You blast both of them. Their bodies are blackened from your Eldritch Blast. And their bodies just sort of fall apart from your attacks. One of them appeared to be very dead, and the other one is now dead. If it were still alive, it's very dead now.
You killed them.
I did not. I was checking to see if they were alive. Did you hear them scream?
Did any of them scream?
You heard silence.
Then they were dead. Now, do the only respectful thing and check their pockets for gold.
Scorch is going to take the keys from Alistair, and he's going to see if he can open that door.
Okay, it takes a moment, but you're able to find the correct key that opens this door, revealing a short, narrow passage that terminates at a wall and continues on east a bit.
I'm going to cast light on a Fathom.
Don't. I can see in the dark.
He casts light on you.
Ah.
All right, you see the wall continues. It is closed.
Yeah, I can see in all dark, both magical and normal.
Well, he can't.
Fathom, as you head towards the end of this chamber, you see that the passageway continues to the south, and the floor is a bit damp immediately underneath you where you're standing.
You know, now that I've got a giant target painted on my head, I think you should go first, Squirt.
Scorch, you see the same thing. You see there's moisture right here immediately on the ground in front of you, and it seems the moisture appears to head towards the wall to the north of you and stops. And as you begin to stare at it for a while, you can see that it appears to be seeping out of the wall towards the bottom.
Scorch is going to take his arm blade. He's going to strike the wall and see if that'll break the wall.
Okay, make an attack. That is a hit. You strike at the wall and you carve a hole in the wall, and water begins rushing out through the hole, and beyond you can see that the chamber opens up and continues on.
Do you want me to Eldritch Blast it?
Go ahead.
I will Eldritch Blast the wall.
Okay. Blasting the wall, you create a hole after a while of hitting it with your Eldritch Blast that the chunks of stonework and earth are blasting away into the flooded chamber beyond. And you now see that there is, in fact, a wide chamber beyond here.
Well, we need to get in there.
And Scorch, you also
Hey,
see that the passageway immediately behind you continues on a bit.
Which way?
Oh, let's go through the way that we just created first.
All right. And then I will create a doorway big enough for Horn to get. Is it big enough yet?
Yes.
All right.
Takes you a while, but you're able to carve out a hole that's big enough for your companions to fit through. All of them.
No, I think it can be a bit bigger.
I'm going to call this episode Eldritch Blast! Exclamation point.
L-Stitch Blast.
L-Stitch Blast.
Fair enough.
All right, what would you all like to do now? You're just going to clamber through the hole?
Not enough. It's
Yes.
big enough now we can just walk through shoulder to shoulder.
Okay. As you continue through, you can see immediately to the right, you can see that the area continues on and continues around a ways. You can see clearly, even in the dark, you can still see with your light emitted. Are you lit up, or is someone else lit up?
Fathom is still lit up.
Okay.
Lit up, fortunately.
All right. And
Like
then you
a
see,
jellyfish.
within a little alcove, you see another wooden door.
You just need to lighten up a little bit, Fathom.
Hey, Scorched,
Yes.
can you change the color of the light on me? Like, change it to purple? Or green?
Let me check. I'll change it to pink for Fathom.
Okay, there's
I
a
like that.
warm pink light that comes off of Fathom and fills the chamber with a warm pink glow.
I like this. Thank you.
Would you like to do anything else?
I'll change it to a black light.
Okay. Doesn't really exist in this world, but okay.
It does now.
Apparently.
Does that mean all my
Ultraviolet.
does that mean all my white clothing is now glowing blue?
Yes, exactly what it means.
My face is glowing blue. Oh, this is awesome.
I guess you could say Fathom is really ultra-violent.
So you're all now hearing echoes, what sounds like weapons hitting armor and hitting other weapons, echoing from the chamber to the north.
Of course, he can continue on his way.
Okay. Scorch, the sounds are starting to intensify, and down the way you can see this 10-foot wide passage. You see more of the wooden beams holding up the ceiling, and you can see a larger chamber off in the distance.
Does the passage still continue northwards?
It does not. It terminates at a wall. There's a little bit of a crevice there, but it ends. And as you get here now, you're hearing the sounds of battle are coming from beyond. There's a chamber somewhere. You can see stairs heading up to the north on a cliff. It's about 15 feet high. And then immediately looking to the north on the northern wall there, you can see more stairs that lead up. And you can see some bodies wrapped in linen that are currently floating in the water. Some of them are half floating, just slightly below the surface. And you can see stalactites in this room and stalagmites hanging from the ceiling. There's a few stalagmites of different sizes. And Fathom, you see behind a bit of a dry land area that continues on and opens up into a little alcove.
Scorch is going to go up the stairs.
Okay. As you begin to move, Scorched, something happens. You get to about here. There's a large stalactite that's immediately in front of you. And suddenly, the stalactite unfurls tendrils. And reaches out and attempts to smack you. This tendril just comes off of the stalagmite. It's the weirdest thing you've ever seen. I assume you would like to, well, I don't think that's going to hit. Whoops. I rolled the wrong attack. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so it missed you. The thing all of a sudden sprouts teeth. And Fathom, you have a moment to react, looking at this strange stalagmite that just turned into a tendrilled creature with singular eye and teeth, when suddenly something attempts to wallop you from behind. And you feel something whack into you, and it hits you, and you are suddenly grappled and restrained by this creature that pulls you towards it.
As a reaction,
and then it attempts... Go right ahead. It then bites you, or attempts to.
What is it? I need to target it.
It's right there. It then critically hits you.
Holy crap, there's two of them.
And you take 37 piercing damage as it bites into you and nearly cleaves one of your arms off. And let's roll initiative. Welcome to the end of the dungeon, folks.
What do you mean there's an end?
Yeah, we want to keep going through walls.
All right, so I will allow that movement. Say that you guys were there. Twinkle, it is your turn. You look around the corner, you heard the sound of one of your companions cry out as they were attacked.
I shall move there. And
Okay.
I think I will win my turn.
Alrighty. On Roper number 1's turn, it's going to begin spider climbing up the side of the wall, Fathom, with you in its mouth, or you in its grasp, and it's going to attempt to bite you again. And it hits you. Oh shit, and knocks Fathom unconscious. And it's continuing to sort of spider climb up the side of the wall. Hornet, is your turn. You just watched one of your companions. You heard him cry out in pain and go slack in the mouth of this creature.
On will move over there.
Okay. It's hanging off the side of the wall. It hasn't gone completely up the side of the wall yet, so you can reach it.
Horn will cast at level 2. Cure wound.
Cure wounds. Okay. Suddenly, Fathom, your eyes blink open. You can breathe. You're breathing once again. You're still feeling the pain from this thing's attacks. And the Minotaur is holding his hand up towards you. You can see him upside down from where you're hanging on the side of the wall as this creature is attacking you. So you added another 10 to that? 14?
Yeah.
4, excuse me, 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
I cast it at level 2.
Okay, so you get another 4 hit points back, Horn.
Can I move to where I can stand in front of him and protect him?
As long as he's grappled, and it's
he's
arms.
grappled.
Yeah, this thing has multiple tendrils that are wrapped around him, just sort of.
Oh,
and you can see its enormous mouth is opening up, looking like its saliva is dripping out of its mouth. You can see a central eye just above the mouth. Is that your action?
Well,
you do have your bonus action.
I use my action to heal him.
You do have your bonus action.
I'll cast my sword.
Your spiritual weapon?
Yeah, spiritual weapon. I didn't realize he was grappled. Holy crap!
There you go. You can attack. It is within range. You can make your spiritual weapon attack as part of the bonus action. Unfortunately, that is a miss. As you cast it, the spectral weapon coalesces and it attempts to smack into the creature's face and just misses.
I will stand right there and try to antagonize it to get to attack me. Ah, you ugly thing!
All right.
Horn says it, kill me!
On Roper 2's turn, Scorchy just watches this thing lifts tendrils 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just starts trying to impact and beat through your spectral armor that you summoned. So let's see if it can actually hit you. First, there's a 22 hit with your +5.
I'm gonna cast shield, and now that will not hit.
I think you already cast shield, didn't you?
I did not.
I think you still have it active. Doesn't it last for 8 hours or no?
No, shield.
I'm thinking
lasts
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of mage armor.
Yeah, shield lasts 1 round.
Okay, so it then attempts to attack you 3 more times. Missing each time, it just slashing out at your body. You're ducking, bobbing, and weaving as it's attempting to slash at you. And then, okay, that's the end of its turn. Fathom, it's your turn. You are currently grappled by this thing. Would you like to get out of its grasp?
No, I'd like to cast a spell.
Okay. The creature fails.
And falls prone. I'm free.
The creature falls prone.
Yeah, and it's laughing currently.
It's laughing. You just hear this horrible, discordant laughter from this creature as it is knocked prone.
How far am I falling?
You're falling 5 feet, so you won't hurt. You won't get hurt by falling, but you are now knocked prone and next to it. Horn is in front of you. You should have
able to get up.
You have the rest of your movement. You can use half your movement to stand up and the rest of it to move.
I will use half my movement to stand up, and
Okay.
I will move the rest of it to move over. There.
Okay. The creature is currently prone. It can't get a reaction from you because it's laughing, I assume.
Yes, and it'll be in that position for up to 1 minute. Let me see if it gets a save. At the end of each of its turns, and each time it takes damage, it can attempt to save out.
Okay. Well, in that case, does that complete your turn?
That completes my turn. I'd say that was a pretty good turn, too.
I would say so. Managed to get out of the mouth of that thing. Scorched, it's your turn.
Well, Scorch is going to cast Witch Bolt on both of these ropers using his twin spell at 3rd level.
Okay. And by the way, this is what you guys are fighting. A little bit of a bigger picture. Nasty creatures. Okay, those were both misses.
And I'll end my turn.
Okay. And I believe it is Alistair's turn. On Alistair's turn, he will fly over to his friends, lands in the water, and then let's see, does Alistair have anything, a defensive or something he can help his friends with? He will cast Healing Word at 2nd level on Fathom. And he then pulls out his weapon, ready to attack anything that gets close to him or his friends. And it's his turn again. Woohoo! Alistair runs forth with his quarterstaff. And attempts to whack-a-mole this roper. And he just manages to hit it, smacking the creature. And then he will spend a key point to do 2 unarmed attacks. His first one missing, and his second one missing. Well, that sucks. And Scorch, it's your turn.
I'm going to go around to the other side of this roper.
Okay.
And I am going to swing at it with my sword.
Alrighty. You didn't target it, but you still hit. You slashing into the body of the creature. It seems a bit hardier than you're used to the things that you've encountered so far in this place. Fathom, it is your turn.
Okay. Targeting roper number 1.
Okay.
Casting Dissonant Whispers.
And it fails. You just watch as the creature undulates in the water, splashing its tendrils, whipping out, attempting to strike at Horn. It's screeching now.
It gets a chance to save out of the laughter also.
Okay. So what's that save?
DC 15 wisdom.
Wisdom save. Okay. And it rolled a 6.
And even though it's in pain, it is still laughing.
Okay. Just sort of horrible chortling noise.
Prone, I might add.
Prone comes from this burbling, strange stalactite creature. On Roper 2's turn, it turns around and it first whips out at Scorched, attempting to whack him with tendrils. Rolling a natural 1 on its first attack, because that's the thing that it does. Scorched, would you like to use your reaction to put your shield back up?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Then it will miss on its second tendril. On the other side of its body, it will attempt to strike out at Alistair. Whoops. For some reason, it didn't target him, but its first attack missed horribly. Its second attack, however, did not miss, and you just watch as Alistair is wrapped up in its tendrils and pulled towards its mouth, and it immediately attempts to bite him. And it does so. And Alistair takes 22 piercing damage as you just hear the sound of crunching as it's gnawing on Alistair's shoulder now. And you just hear Alistair crying out, "Oh, God." Actually, it would be more like this.
Edgy.
And Twinkle, it's your turn. Your friends are being eaten.
Intriguing. Can I sneak up on it?
You can certainly try. You weren't sneaking last turn, so you would not have surprise necessarily. However, one of your companions is within 5 feet, so you would have advantage on your attack.
Awesome. I'll move right there.
Alrighty. You see this thing is trying to snack on Alistair currently. It has all of its tendrils wrapped around it. And you just hear this horrible... And that is a critical hit from Twinkle as she takes her +2 dagger and stabs into the side of the creature's face. And you just hear it...
Yeah! And can I move back against this wall?
Where are you trying to move?
Right next to myself. Oh, never mind. You know what? I'll stay there.
Okay. Roper number 1, does it get another save there, Fathom?
It gets a save at the end of its turn.
Okay, well, I believe it's still prone and laughing, correct?
That is correct.
So it will attempt another save. And it will fail. It continues to make this horrible discordant noise, just thrashing and undulating. Hornet, is your turn. I should mention that you are still targeting your friend.
Well, yeah, I healed him. Yeah,
okay.
There we go. I will step up towards it as it's lying on the ground.
Don't hit it yet, Horn.
You hear the sound of Fathom. Fathom is yelling out to you to try and get your attention. Unfortunately,
kind of looks bad.
Unfortunately, I would say that would have happened after you made your action, because Fathom has already taken his turn. So it's up to you whether or not you think Horn would understand that he shouldn't attack this thing.
Horn would attack it. It's prone.
Okay.
Some priest you are. Alistair's dying and you want to fight.
That's a hit. With advantage, you slash the creature with your longsword, causing 8 slashing magical damage as you cut into its body. You still have your bonus action with your spiritual weapon if you'd like to attack it. It's still prone. Yeah. It will be with advantage.
And every time he hits it, it gets a save.
That, unfortunately, is a miss. Okay, I'll save the creature, see if it gets out from that. Does an 18 beat your DC?
Yep, it sure does. Thanks, Horn.
The creature stops laughing, and it looks pissed, and its arms unravel out, and it looks like it's getting ready to pull itself up. Is that the end of your turn, Horn?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to move?
Move. Horn does not retreat.
Okay. Scorch, it's your turn. You see that this creature has got Alistair wrapped up in its arms, and it's snacking on him like a pudding pop. Just trying to bite. It's trying to bite his head off right now. Just like its mouth is open, and it's trying to bite his head off.
Scorch is going to move back around and try and pull Alistair away from the Roper's mouth.
That will give him advantage on his turn. So you can use your action to give him advantage on his strength or his check to get out of its arms.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. On the Roper's turn, it's going to continue to eat Alistair. And Alistair goes unconscious as it is now feasting. It bites a huge chunk out of his shoulder, tearing his clothing. And now it is sort of slides up onto the side of the wall, and the top of its head is kind of sticking straight out, and you just see the corpse of Alistair dangling from its mouth.
Do I get an opportunity attack when it moves away?
Oh, it's not moving away from you. It just sort of shifted itself from standing upright to standing sideways.
Okay.
And Fathom, it's your turn.
Damn it! Horn, take care of that thing. All right. I'm casting Hex as a bonus action on Roper number 2.
Okay.
I need it to get disadvantage on wisdom saves.
Sure thing.
And now, I'm using my last spell slot to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter again.
Okay. Let's see. I'll cast another save and see. Does a 17 or an 18 succeed?
They both succeed.
All right. He is unfortunately your magic is you make the signs and you speak the words. The echoes throughout the chamber, but the creature is not focusing on you. It's focusing on this snack that's in its mouth that it's currently grinding. You can hear bones breaking and cracking as it's chewing on Alistair's body. And Alistair will make a death save. And that is a success. That is one success. And Roper number 1 is no longer prone. It uses half of its movement to stand up. It now looks at you, Horn, with a malicious, gleeful look in its eye. Its central, glowing eye. And it starts walloping you with its tendrils. Each tendril, the first one is a critical hit.
I can't get critical.
It still hits you, right? It doesn't.
it still hits me, but I can't be critical.
It's okay. This is. It doesn't actually hurt you with this attack. It just grabs you really, really hard. So you're just like Fathom looks. You glance over your shoulder and you see Horn is like, I will kill it, and all of a sudden, all the tendrils wrap around Horn. And you are grappled and restrained. And it then attempts to bite you. And it hits you. And it does 24 piercing damage as it begins to gnaw on your body. And Twinkle, it's your turn. You are just hearing the horrible sweat smacking noises from this creature. These two creatures now are feasting on the bodies of your friends. Horn is wrapped up to the south of you as you look to the left. To the right of you, you see this horrifying creature chewing on the unconscious form of Alistair.
Since he's still chewing on Alistair, do I still have advantage or no?
I would say, unfortunately, yeah, you would have advantage because Scorch is right next to it.
Lit.
Yeah. Gotta love rogues, man. That is a hit. So you arc out with your +2 dagger, stabbing the creature in the side of its face, trying to punch out its eye and blind it permanently. And Horn, it's your turn. Would you like to attempt to escape from this creature?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
But can I look over at Alistair? I see Alistair.
You can't see nothing right now. This thing has wrapped you up, and it's got your face pressed towards its mouth, and all you smell is its horrible breath, and all you hear is it roaring in your face. Make an escape check.
Which would be strength?
Yeah, it would be a strength check.
16.
You're at disadvantage. You need to roll that again. Hey! You manage to flex your muscles, and you burst out from its grasp and fall into the water. And
you're too strong!
You are no longer grappled and restrained. That was your action, however, to get free. You still have your movement.
I will use half my movement to stand up.
Okay.
I will turn around and do I see Alistair hanging?
You see Alistair in the mouth of this creature as it's chewing on him.
No! And, Healing Word a bonus? Yes, it is. I will cast Healing Word as my bonus action.
Okay.
No, my friend! Stand!
Alistair's eyes snap wide awake. He's like, trying to struggle as hard as he can. And is that the end of your turn?
Yes. I didn't make a Constitution save for my weapon. How do I...
Yeah, make a Constitution save. We'll see. I believe it was... 12.
Plus 5. Or no, 4. So 14. No, 16.
Yeah, you would have failed. So your
Alright, so
your spiritual weapon just sort of pops out of existence. And that's the end of your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Whoops. Scorch, it's your turn. Are you continuing to use your action to try and get Alistair free? You watched him fall unconscious in its mouth, and then suddenly the healing energy seeped into his body from Horn, reaching out with his holy symbol and bringing him back to consciousness.
Yeah, I'm going to keep helping him.
Okay. Twinkle, it's your turn.
She ran to the bathroom. She's going to attack with her dagger again.
All right, I will go ahead and do that attack with advantage. Let's see. +2 dagger. That's a hit. And she does 9 damage to the creature as she continues to attempt to stab this thing in the eye and put its eye out forever. And Fathom,
I should let you play as me more often.
Fathom, it's your turn. You watch Horn break free.
I'm going to cast Toll of the Dead, and I need him to have disadvantage on that wisdom.
Okay. It fails anyway. You watch as its body just sort of in places where its rocky form are cracking now, and this horrible stench is emitting from it as its greenish yellow blood begins to seep out from its body.
My turn.
Okay. Roper number 1's turn. He's going to move slightly, not breaking Horn's... and will attempt to attack first Horn, and hits him. Horn, you are grappled and restrained once again as it reels you back into its mouth, and then attempts to bite you yet again, but just manages to miss you somehow as you're pushing it against its face with your hooves as hard as you possibly can to prevent it from biting you. And it now begins to move up the side of the wall with you in its tendrils. And on Alistair's turn, he will attempt to escape. And it will cancel the disadvantage. This is just a flat d20 roll, guys. And he's still in its mouth, even with the disadvantage canceled with Scorch helping. You're pulling on his body with all your might, but you can't quite get him out of his mouth. Horn, what would you like to do?
Can I cast a spell?
It depends on the kind of spell. Currently, you are grappled and restrained. So essentially, you have disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is verbal somatic, so.
Okay.
I will attempt to escape.
Okay. Make your strength check with disadvantage. That is a natural 1. No, that's a 7. You're still in its mouth.
Ah! Hmm.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I can't do anything.
Okay. On Roper 2's turn, it's going to reach out and attempt to hit Twinkle with one of its other tendrils. Twinkle, you just watch as all of a sudden this thing turns its attention to you as you've been stabbing it over and over repeatedly. And it grabs you. And then reels you towards its mouth.
Alistair's still in its mouth.
Well, it's not like chewing on him. Like, it's not grappled only by its mouth. It's grappled by the tendrils. So it can bite whatever it's holding.
Okay.
It then bites into your body, Twinkle. And you take 16 piercing damage from it as it attempts to bite one of your ears off.
Ah!
And Twinkle, it is your turn. You can make a strength check to attempt to escape. It will be at disadvantage.
You said strength check.
Yes, please. That unfortunately is a miss. And Alistair, it is on his turn. He will attempt to make a strength check with disadvantage. And the system is slowing down. It must think that it's time to go home. Oh, that is a fail, unfortunately. Horn, it is your turn.
Horn will attempt to get out.
Okay. That is a 14. Unfortunately, that is a failure.
I can't cast any spells.
It depends on the spell. I think Fathom cast a spell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna cast shield on me.
Well, let me check how restrained works, because I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Doesn't say anything about not being able to cast spells.
Okay.
Yeah, it just makes your speed 0. And the condition ends if the grappler becomes incapacitated. Condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature from reach of the grappler.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Healing Word at level 3 on myself.
Okay.
And then I'll roll. Alright. Yep, and I'll end my turn.
I feel like I'm getting escape check wrong, guys. Not that I'm trying to help you guys out, but I feel like you should be able to make either a strength or dexterity check.
Anyways, Scorched is going
Okay,
to.
so you have to make an athletics or dexterity acrobatics check. So
Okay.
we can retcon Twinkle if you want to make an acrobatics instead.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure you'll escape from this.
Is that at disadvantage?
No, because it's not a strength check. And you wriggle free. You're no longer in its grasp. It drops you on the ground. Its tendrils free from your body. And Scorch, it's your turn. You can also move away from it if you like, Twinkle.
Scorch is going to blast it with a firebolt.
Okay. If you guys would like to end the session at the end of this round, we can, and we'll pick up next time. That is a hit.
We're about to kill them.
Okay, on Roper 1's turn, it will attempt to bite you. It will bite you again, Horn. Grinding into your armor, crunching you in its mouth. And Fathom, it's your turn again. You just watched Twinkle wriggled free from the creature's grasp.
Oh, hold on. There's 6 more. There's another dice that's supposed to be on that as well because he's still hexed.
Okay.
So +3 damage.
To the Roper 2?
Yeah.
Alright. You watch as Roper 2, the top of its head breaks off, and the creature slides into the water, dead.
I would like to transfer my hex as a bonus action over to Roper 1.
Okay.
He now gets an advantage on wisdom.
Disadvantage on wisdom? Okay.
That is correct.
And is that the end of your turn? Alistair
That is the end.
slips out of its grasp. Alistair, no longer restrained, grappled, does half of his movement to stand up. And he then rushes forth, saying, "You die now." And begins whacking it with his quarterstaff. And then spends a key point to do 2 underarmed attacks. The first one misses, the second one hits, bashing into the creature's body. And Scorch, it's your turn.
Scorch is going to move over here. He's going to cast fire bolts again at the Roper.
Okay. And is a natural 1, unfortunately.
Alright, I'll just end my turn then.
Okay. Twinkle, it's your turn. What would you like to do? The other creature that you were stabbing in the face is gone. It's dead in the water, twitching. And the other one is currently being attacked by Alistair, Scorched, and Fathom, with horns still wrapped up in its tendrils.
Intriguing.
One of its tendrils, I should say.
I shall go right there and end my turn.
Okay. On the Roper's turn, it will continue to attempt to eat Horn and critically hits him. But
That
it's not
can't be critical.
not a critical. I think I need to add that to you before I apply this damage there, Horn.
But I don't think it will matter. I think I'm going down anyway.
Oh, ye of little faith. Yeah,
I can
you're
always
down.
outright kill you.
Yeah, you're down. So you all watch as Horn goes down, and he goes unconscious and limp in the creature's arm, and it's now looking like it's getting ready to go for one of you guys with its other free tendrils. And Fathom, it's your turn. That is a failure. You hear the discordant boom, boom, as the creature's body begins to nearly burst in places.
And there's the additional 3 on there as well.
Yep, I manually added it.
Thank you, sir.
Is that the end of your turn?
That will be the end of my turn.
All right, Horn, make a death save. That is a failure, unfortunately. That's one failed death save. And Twinkle, it's your turn. You just watched the large Minotaur companion go limp in this creature's tendril. It looks like it's getting ready to go for one of you guys.
I'm gonna shoot it with my arrow.
Go for it. I would say you'd have advantage on this because you have a companion, Alistair's, right next to it. That is most definitely a hit.
Yeah.
And you deal 7 piercing damage to the creature as your arrow finds a soft place in its hard carapace. Fathom, it is your turn again. That is it's a wisdom save, right? So go ahead and roll that again. We'll see if it fails. Alright, it fails. Taking 10 necrotic damage from your attack plus 2. I'll add that manually. Thing is looking pretty bad. Not sure why that's not letting me change. It's weird. I don't know if the system is realizing, hey, it's time to go to bed, guys. So it is not like that at all. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. On the creature's turn, I will once again try to... Yeah, it's not letting me do that. That's weird. Alright, it's going to attempt to... Let's roll a d4 and find out who it's going to try to grab. It's going to try to grab you, Scorched.
I disagree.
Do you disagree? Its first attack... Whoops. Shit. I did not mean to do that. I'm sorry.
Anticipating that kill.
Why is that not working? Oh, I've got my number lock off. That's why it's not working. I believe you're down 11 hit points, correct?
Yeah, because I would have brought me up to 40. Okay.
All
We're
right.
good.
Sorry. I don't know why. I hit the wrong button. I'm so sorry. All right.
You're a little trigger happy there, Garen.
A little trigger happy. Okay, do you want to throw up your shield again?
I'm going to throw up a shield.
Okay. It will sort of... it's pretty pissed. It tries again. And it misses you. So the 3 tendrils try to grab you. They miss all 3 times. And it's now going to attempt to climb up the wall away from you, which will invoke an opportunity attack from Alistair, who will attempt to whack it with his quarterstaff, and he hits, smashing in and breaking a few teeth off of it. And Scorch, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm going to blast it with a firebolt.
Go for it. That is a miss, unfortunately.
Are you sure I can't roll damage anyways?
No, I know. It's terrible. Alistair will once again, he will smack at the creature, but he misses. I'm not sure how many key points he had left, but why not? I'll say that he does 2 more unarmed attacks. What could possibly go wrong? He missed with all 3 attacks. That's terrible. Horn, make another death save. That is another failure. One more, my friend, and Horn has shifted loose the mortal coil. And Twinkle, it's your turn.
I shall shoot it with my bow again.
You know that Twinkle's probably going to kill it, right?
Probably.
That's just par for the course. That is most definitely a hit. 27 hits it. Almost. So close. So very close. Fathom, it is your turn. The creature, go ahead and roll out again. It succeeds on both times.
Wow.
It rolled 21 both times.
Doesn't want to die.
Let's see. Do I want to coup de grace Horn or not? Nah. I'm gonna go for Twinkle.
Hi.
Twinkle, it tries to get you.
How about no?
It grabs
okay.
you, reels you in like a fishing pole, and then it attempts to bite you. And it hits, does so, horribly so, dealing 20 piercing damage to you.
Ah!
And it continues to move up the side of the wall out of the reach of Alistair. And Scorched, it is your turn.
Scorch has had enough of this Roper. Hopefully he doesn't kill everybody. He's gonna do a Agonizer Scorcher on it. I need a dex save.
Okay. You go ahead and cast that. I don't think you targeted it. And it fails. It rolled a 1-1. And Scorch, you watch as the creature, it was crawling up the side of the wall, and then suddenly lets go and falls into the murky water, letting go of Twinkle and the body of Horn. Both of them take a single point of damage.
Oh crap, that didn't kill Horn, did it?
I'm rushing in to cast Spare the Dying on Horn.
Alright, I'll end my turn.
Yes, you guys are out of combat.
We live!
That was a tough session, guys. A tough fight. I really tried to kill somebody. Alright, so you're casting Spare the Dying on him? Okay.
Yeah, he's alive, but barely.
Alive but barely. Okay. You're no longer in you're no longer in danger of dying, Horn, but you are unconscious.
Holy crap! I rolled terrible on my saves.
Everybody rolled terrible tonight. No worry.
And you each receive 720 experience from that encounter.
Almost died
except
with that
Twinkle.
sweet,
Twinkle
sweet
did amazing
XP.
tonight.
Twinkle was clutch.
I don't know, guys. The play of the night had to be Tasha's uncontrollable, hideous laughter. Since when have you ever seen that used in a combat scenario effectively?
I think this is, at this point, this is probably the best time to end the session. So I'll say that you all still hear the sounds of battle echoing from the chamber to the north somewhere. The bodies of these creatures half sunk into the sludge of this flooded chamber amidst the bodies of the mummified corpses which float half in and half out of the water. The sounds of battle continue to echo to the north, and you hear the grunts and sounds of some of impacts of weapons on flesh and on shields and on armor. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
So, is everybody playing with pants on tonight?
No.
No, I am. I'm cold.
I am not.
I am playing with pants on. I decided it was for the best interest of all of us.
Yeah, sorry about that crotch shot I sent you.
I don't know why you're apologizing. I love that photo. Made it my background. I even put it in its own little special folder. It's called Jeremy's First Dick Pic.